cousin, swear I ain't see it coming. Going crazy, I ain't, maybe I'm insane. All you hear is bang, bang. Just another nigga dead. Every day, same shit. Shit's on a different block. All these thirsty ass cops, but what a fucking hell. They just lock us all up. Guess two is no one left. Take a second, get the matches. Every day I wake up. I ain't looking for no breakfast, I'm just looking for the answer. Praying to the Lord, hoping that I hear the answer. So don't make a noise, keep quiet as I write it, as I take them to the highest, to the state of United. I'm back, uninvited, but I'm daring you to try it. I go to the fucking hardest, I'm the best to record it. Can't believe it, it's a miracle. How the boys spit, man, I swear they gon' remember you. A legend in your time, hear your presence when you rhyme. But I'm going out my mind, I just can't get it right. Feeling like it's over, but I gotta fight, cause I'm losing it. I'm losing it. I'm losing it. I'm losing it. Most of all my niggas dead, all my niggas locked up. Most of them niggas broke, Lord. What a fucking hoe, cause I'm losing it. I'm losing it. I'm losing it. I'm losing it. I'm losing it.
Yeah, man, it's fucked up out here, man. Speaking for all the real niggas. I'm going through the same shit I'm going through, man.
Let's go. That's all the ones we lost on the way. Let's go.
They say don't kill, don't steal, don't lie, but I gotta make it, and yes I do try, but it don't work, so I'm doing what I gotta. I'm just speaking for all the real niggas, yo. I done tell the judge lock me up, throw away the key, but they ever try to tell me that I ain't free, but I'm me, and that's all that I ever be. No Wayne, no Pop, no Big, just me, J-Star, A-R, but you hear on these beats, all this pain got me saying, man, fuck the industry. Yeah, I do it for the block, even for my enemies, as I give them my life. What you get is what you see. Real, all real, never lie. Keep the tears, don't cry. Just keep on moving until I get back. It's the story of a nigga that's trying to survive, that's trying to get signed, but I'm going out my mind. I just can't get it right. Feeling like it's over, but I gotta fight, cause I'm losing it. I'm losing it. I'm losing it. I'm losing it. Most of all my niggas dead, all my niggas locked up. Most of them niggas broke, Lord. What a fucking hoe, cause I'm losing it. I'm losing it. I'm losing it. I'm losing it.
Hey, thank y'all for tuning in. Give us a few more minutes. I gotta do one more thing and get situated.
It's only going out there, man.
You feel me? We gonna be right with you. Let me do this. I'm gonna run this one more time, and we gonna hop in and get the show started.
Fucking cousin, swear I ain't see it coming. Going crazy, I ain't, maybe I'm insane. All you hear is bang, bang. Just another nigga dead. Every day, same shit. Shit's on a different block. All these thirsty ass cops, but what a fucking hell. They just lock us all up. Guess two is no one left. Take a second, get the matches. Every day I wake up, and I ain't looking for no breakfast. I'm just looking for the answer. Praying to the Lord, hoping that I hear the answer. So don't make a noise, keep quiet as I write it, as I take them to the highest, to the state of United. I'm back, uninvited, but I'm daring you to try it. I go to the fucking hardest, I'm the best to record it. Can't believe it, it's a miracle. How the boys spit, man, I swear they gon' remember you. A legend in your time, hear your presence when you rhyme.
I'm losing my fucking mind, man. I gotta get this shit right, though.
They say don't kill, don't steal, don't lie, but I gotta make it. And yes, I do try, but it don't work. So I'm doing what I gotta. I'm just speaking for all the real niggas, yo. Until the judge lock me up. Don't play key, but they ever try to tell me that I ain't free, but I'm me, and that's all that I ever be. No Wayne, no Pac, no Big, just me. J-Star, A.R. What you hear on these beats? All this pain got me saying, man, fuck the industry. Yeah, I do it for the block, even for my enemies. As I give them my life, what you get is what you see. Real, all real, never lie. Keep the tears, don't cry. Just keep on moving until I get back. It's the story of a nigga that's trying to survive, that's trying to get signed, but I'm going out my mind. I just can't get it right. Feeling like it's over, but I gotta fight, cause I'm losing it. I'm losing it. I'm losing it. I'm losing it. Most of all my niggas dead. All my niggas locked up. Most of them niggas broke, Lord. What a fucking hoe, cause I'm losing it. I'm losing it. I'm losing it. I'm losing it. I'm losing my mind. I'm going crazy.
Yeah. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Music from the
Shout
label.
out to that boy J-Star. Okay.
Yeah, he's from the city too. I worked with J-Star for a couple of years. That's some of the music we've done together. Some of the music that I help him record and engineer and stuff like that. Got a lot of shit I'm sitting on that I ain't released, man. So I'm gonna start playing this shit, man.
You better start playing, Post.
I'm gonna start.
You gotta start playing, Post.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Let me see here. Did I do the wrong? J-Star. Let me go this way. Okay, we want to thank y'all for tuning into the show. Our first Saturday back.
We back, baby.
You feel me?
Yeah, baby.
We're gonna try to put a show together. Probably give y'all an hour or so, maybe more into Mellow had to skirt. You know, he been putting in the work.
Slaving and baking, boy, it's crazy out here.
You feel me? And I gotta figure out what. Let me make that screen a little bit bigger so y'all can see. So we got a lot of things we're gonna talk about today. We're gonna talk about Phil Spencer's perspective on licensed games and why he's choosing not to do too many of those. Then we can kind of correlate that to when the Insomniac documents leaked and we got to see all the financial information regarding their deal with Disney, the deadlines, the percentages, when they had to get games released by, how much bread Disney was getting off Sony, or Marvel in this case, how much Marvel was getting off Sony for those licensed IPs and things like that. And how I kind of agree with Phil Spencer in terms of, you know, let's kind of focus on our own IP because we got enough IP there where we don't have to rely too much on licensed IP. And in that case, you could kind of keep that bread in the house. But we're gonna go there. We're gonna kind of break that down. We also gonna talk about Phil Spencer's comments regarding the console market not growing anymore. For anyone, you know what I'm saying? And we're going to talk about that. And we're going to look at it from PlayStation perspective, Xbox perspective, and Nintendo perspective. We're also going to talk about the impact of Xbox games in the PlayStation ecosystem. And I know a lot of PlayStation fans are celebrating, saying, hey, we got your games. But we're going to probably try to look at the positive and the negative aspect of that. Because the way I'm looking at it, it might be different from how other people perceive it. And I don't know if Sony might be too happy, Mello, with Microsoft flooding their platform with all of their games. But we'll see. They could be happy. On the other hand, they could not be happy. And I think Sony is going to be very attentive to what Microsoft games do on their platform in terms of sales, in terms of usage and activity. But we're going to get into that. We're going to break that down. And then if y'all have any other topics in the chat, if y'all have any other topics that we missed or we haven't seen today, just pop it up in the chat. We're going to try to pay attention to the chat, and then we'll have a discussion about that. So shout out to Barrios. Thank you for always showing up and supporting the channel. Shout out to the trader Freddie Wayne, who's trying to send heart emojis to get back on our good side. You still a trader, bro. We heard all them conversations with J-Dub, bro. We heard all them conversations with J-Dub. Thank you for always supporting the channel, though, bro. And then we got El Nini with good looking. Thanks for showing up. Just by PS5 Pro already. We're gonna talk about it, man. Look, man. And then Mojan Schmeek was good. It's over post. Damn, y'all pulling up disrespectful. Y'all pulling up disrespectful already. We also got King Reaper 74G. I see that pose. I always know what that pose is. They better know what that 74 is. And then shout out to my brother Playroll. Play, what's good, man? Post up. This should be classic. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Oh, we gonna talk. Jax 82. We back. You already know. The music is fire. Thanks. That's my homeboy, man. And you wouldn't even think he did that joint probably about over 10 years ago. He did that joint about over 10. We did that joint about over 10 years ago. Antonia Marie is on there. She was at the time she done that. That's my engineer daughter. And when I started working with her, she was about like 14 and 15 in high school. So she was just realizing she could sing. And so at that age, we was just trying to, grow her vocals and, things like that, kind of help her with the singing and things like that. So, yeah. And then that's the same girl that's on that song got dropped from the archives on Twitter called Hurt Before. So I was, I used to write with her. We used to do R&B songs together and all that stuff. I got so much shit recorded. It's crazy. But that Hurt Before joint is just a basic concept song. We was, sometimes you're in the studio, you just do music and you'll do a song, not so much for it to come out, but you want to see the concept that you hear in your head. You want to hear it applied. You want to hear it. You want to be able to hear it, not just in your head, but you actually want to hear it. So you'll record songs and ideas. You don't necessarily, you're not going to necessarily put them out, but the ones you think are a hit, you'll put.
Cause you got the love of my mind.
And then Darth Kermit, based on what Sony said about COD exclusivity, they are probably happy Microsoft is putting select games on PlayStation. Well, we're gonna talk about that. I think it's a good side to that, and it's a bad side. Both sides will benefit, but I think Microsoft will benefit more. Okay, and we're gonna get into that. MCMC was good. Then we got Eyes Under Hoodie. Anyone looking for storage for their Series X, best have M.2 MV 1 terabyte expansion storage for $150. Oh, you selling the Xbox storage drive, expansion card for $150. That's a good price. And I ain't got one. I might holler at you about that because I'm running out of space, man. That Stalker 2 is these games getting too motherfucking big, man. I can't keep deleting games and all that shit. Freddie Wayne said, I said what I said about how Phil Spencer manages the Xbox division for years. Y'all threw me out like the now look at Phil. That ain't what I'm talking about, brother. We saw you over there cooning. We saw you over there agreeing to all that PlayStation shit J-Dub was saying. Yeah, I wasn't on the panel no more. You took a knee You took the knee, Freddie. You took the knee. I'm listening to you, Freddie. Freddie, you over there. Yeah, Sony this and Sony that. I say, when Freddie start talking like this, agreeing to everything J-Dub is saying about PlayStation against Xbox, when he start talking like this, agreeing to all this, we caught you. We caught you, Freddie. We caught you red-handed. Nate Dogg, what's good? What's up, man? Thanks for joining, man. And no, my apologies. Post Best Buy said, thank you. I'm definitely going. Yes, I need that because I'm definitely, man. Storage is. I got about 4 games on my Xbox right now, and all them bitches damn near 100 gigabytes. Them motherfuckers damn near 100 gigabytes or more. Let's see, Jax 82. Just picked up my Series X today, waited and decided to make the. Wait, hold on. Jax, you just not getting your. So all the time you've been pulling up to the show, supporting the show, you just not getting your Xbox. I'm glad you just got it, but you just took the jump on it, or you was primarily PC only. Or were you Nintendo or PlayStation? Freddie Wayne, what's the receipt? Freddie Wayne, we got the receipts. We got you on audio, brother. You know what you said. You know what you agreed to. Look, this ain't a conversation, Freddie. This ain't a conversation. Oh, you got a Series X? Yeah, I got I got that from my kids. I got them a Series S. I didn't want to get them. I know how they're hard on consoles and stuff like that. The way they still trying. I'm still trying to get them to kind of not kind of, but take care of their electronics. My daughter right now crying about a phone because she didn't crack the screen and stuff like that. She didn't lost the other phone prior to that. So I'm not getting them a Series X, man. And they cool with a Series S. They don't care about graphics or anything like that. They don't know nothing about no microchips, no CPUs, no GPUs, no teraflops. They don't know nothing about none of that shit. All they know is, do the controller work and can I play the game? That's all they worried about. Shout out to Nate Dogg, your post. I think Microsoft tries again with exclusivity in 2026 next gen. I don't trust that. Well, that's the thing about the corporate world, right? Things can constantly change. The corporate world is a very evolving world, and nothing stays the same for too long, and companies are always trying to be ahead of the trend. They're always trying to be ahead of whatever's popping, and they always trying to and not just ahead of, they try to be years and years ahead of it. I think we're gonna talk about that. I don't want to get into it, and we're gonna talk about that Nate, when we talk about Microsoft putting their games on. We're going to talk about that when we talk about Microsoft putting their games on PlayStation, because I don't think it's as cut and dry as people think. Mellow. What's good, my brother? What you on today? How your day been going? What's popping with you, man? What's going on?
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay, all right. What up, people? What's good? What's gang? Real life gang member. We back. It's been a while, but you know what I'm saying? We moving and grooving as we always should.
Moving and grooving. You feel me? You're a little vocal. You know what I'm saying? I need a little auto-tune.
Little bit. You, man, get me right, bro. Get me right, Post. I'll tell you, I give you a whole album, bro. I ain't bullshit. I got some things on my chest, nigga.
You feel me? Say it with your chest.
I got some things on my chest, man.
I try to put the little auto-tune plug in and be
singing little M&Ms in here. No, but hey, I'm just gonna say this, like I always been saying. If y'all would have just listened to Mello, I could have saved y'all 10,000 pounds of pressure. Y'all wouldn't be sitting here looking like fools with this console war.
Hey,
if you would have listened to me.
Look, I ain't looking like no. Look,
I didn't say you. See, look, I hit dog holler.
Look at that. You know what I did for myself out there, didn't I? I instantly thought you was talking about me, and I just said, you wasn't even talking about me. You talking about the people out there that's in the now.
I'm talking about the chat. I've been telling you from jump. That plastic is not your savior.
Yeah.
Phil Spencer is not your savior.
I can't.
Jim Ryan
It's
is
not the
not
same.
your savior.
They're gonna do whatever's in the best interest of the shareholders and of the board.
Exactly.
And they're going to whatever direction that drives and push profits, that's the direction either company is going to go to. And at this day and age, so many are so already so grounded in the ecosystem in terms of their library. Y'all invest. They know y'all not going nowhere. Y'all invested too much money in the ecosystem to just abruptly leave. Who's going to leave $3,000 or $4,000 worth of console software and games and DLC and content on the table and just walk away and then have to rebuild that spend another $3,000 or $4,000 rebuilding that in another ecosystem? That's where Microsoft and Sony said, gotcha by the balls. And Microsoft, let's be honest though, Mello, Microsoft know that. Sony knows that. Nintendo, they know that.
Nintendo, they know it.
They know it. They know that, look, as much as complaining that they will do, they're not gonna just leave all that money that they spent, their hard-earned time that they invested, all the achievements, and their friends that they play with on a daily. They're not just gonna walk away from all that.
Man, the greatest strategy ever is what they say, showing the person their right hand so you don't know what the left is doing.
Yeah.
This is case in point. This is literally that. They showed you one thing, they built your trust, you spent your money, and that left was moving around doing all type of sucking and jiving behind your back. Now look at you, you're stuck. And I see it countless times. Shout out to Dre, because I was in the Discord. You know, everybody sharing their tears and crying about, oh, I'm leaving Xbox, the console. But then when you break it down, you go on the PlayStation or PS5, or the PC, and you back to playing your Xbox games in the library.
I mean, you're still in the ecosystem.
You still in the ecosystem, brother.
Look, I would say this. I don't know why people are. The only thing that surprised me was how quick we're moving for them to put their games on PlayStation. In terms of them putting their games everywhere, I saw this 4 or 5 years ago, having this discussion with J-Dub in Porter Rock. I knew the cloud was going to be something serious because at that time, the music industry had already moved to the cloud and subscription-based services. The movie industry had already moved to the cloud and subscription-based services. Every other small or even big business was already moving their business models to the cloud. Y'all think the gaming industry wasn't gonna follow? Yeah, and so we discussed that, and I've always been a proponent of saying that Microsoft is going to put their games on PC, cell phones, tablets, TVs to try to attract as many people. The only thing I didn't expect was them to go to PlayStation. I knew they was going to dabble with Nintendo here and there because they've been doing that for a while. I didn't think we was going to be in 2024 now going into 2025 and saying, hey, so they're already making this move. I thought it would have took a little bit longer before that part I agree. Yeah, I thought that's the only thing. And then when I heard and I knew it was facts, I didn't get into now saying no, it's not gonna happen. I mean, I capped a little bit saying when they ain't announced nothing yet, when. But when I had specific conversations and I knew it was, I just came out and said the whole slate. You know what I'm saying?
I'm gonna be honest with you.
What it is.
I'm gonna be honest with you. Because again, you know how I go. My thing is this: I don't trust the rumors. I ain't trying to hear none of these Jim Ryan, Digital Foundries, J-Dub, what's gonna happen in the future ass niggas. Yeah. If it wasn't for you telling me what you told me, I wouldn't be running with this right now. So that's the whole point of this. But because I believe once they say it, if they don't say it, I don't believe it. Because it always change up, something always flip. But I do agree. Did not expect it to go this fast. And what the titles they talking about going. That's the part that just kind of blowing me out the water with it right now. But in hindsight, it makes sense. That's why I'm trying to tell people you need to get out your emotions and really pay attention to the landscape of gaming right now. It makes sense. I'm going to be in the forefront of it. I'm already got my content out there. And then if you look at the FTC case, that was what Jim Ryan was fighting for, not to put the Game Pass on PlayStation. Well, one of the parts that he was fighting for. So it made sense. They was already talking about it. And then on top of that, you don't become a $1 trillion company and invest over $80 billion in a franchise, and you ain't expecting to turn around in the next 5 years.
Yeah, you're expecting. Yeah, Amy. Phil Spencer got he got quotas to hit.
Mm-hmm.
He got quotas to hit. You're not fit to get. Look, man, y'all. I don't think too much of the community pay attention to the Microsoft side of things and how Nadal runs Microsoft. How he came in and changed the whole culture of Microsoft and the expectations that's given on each division. Microsoft used to be a competitive company. They used to put their divisions against each other. They used to make that division. Yeah, they used to make them scrap and shit like that for budget and all that shit. Nick. Man, they used to make them squabbling for budget and all that shit, man. It used to be a what's the name list, a hierarchy list, where certain divisions was high on the hierarchy than other divisions and shit. Man, bro. He came in and changed a lot, but you're not fit to spend $100 billion on a division. You're not going to not expect something in return and just say, hey, keep on doing the things the way you're doing. You're fine. No, it's certain stipulations and things that come with that type of money that you now have to adhere to, quotes that you have to make and things like that you have to pass. Look how long Nadal bonuses was tied to Game Pass numbers. You know what I'm saying? And he wasn't getting his quota based on the fact that Microsoft won him hitting their Game Pass number. And then they switched that up and switched it to the performance of, I think, the content and services on the Xbox side. And then recently, they've been surpassing those numbers. So now he getting his bonuses again. But what we're going to do now, we're going to start off with this interview. I don't have a subscription, but it's kind of a summary of what this article is about, but it's enough there for us to get into it. It says interview. Let me pull this up here so I can read it. Interview. Phil Spencer is big on Indiana Jones, but is weary of overdoing it with licensed games. Plus, the challenge of selling modern games. Launching a game in today's world is as challenging and big an effort as it's ever been. Yes, it is. And Concord is a perfect example of that. I think a lot of these big publishers are scrambling to trying to find out what's this new generation of game, and not us, but the younger generation. What makes them tick? What do they like? You know what I'm saying? Because this younger generation is not compelled to the same things we were compelled to coming up. They don't care about graphics. They don't care about what console is performing better than the other. So what do they care about? Huh? So I think they're gonna I think they're scrambling to find out what that is and trying to find a niche. Now they know that we're living in a time where it's instant gratification. This younger generation is on the move due to the internet. They don't longer have to game in front of the TV. Back in the day, we didn't have internet, Mellow. We had to game in front of a TV. We had to be in the house. You know what I'm saying? We had to say, I can't wait till I get home. You know what I'm saying? To play this games. But now, you know what I'm saying? Even from an online perspective. Yeah, and I know we had the Game Boy, you had the Game Gear and things like that. But I'm talking about in the perspective of
full-fledged online games.
Full AAA games, online games, multiplayer, you know what I'm saying, and going with you. And just think, I wonder, I don't even know if this younger generation could even grow. We grew up in an era where we didn't even have multiplayer was sitting on the same couch, nigga.
Facts.
You feel
Exactly.
me?
Couch co-op.
You feel me? Arguing over saying you looking at my plays. you see, you seeing what play you seeing what play I'm picking. You feel me? But it says I try to keep my recent conversations with Microsoft Gaming CEO Phil Spencer narrow, but it still went places. We talked games, my focus this time, but in the course of it, we covered a lot more. In part one of the chat, we covered World of Warcraft's resurgence, the promise of South of Midnight and Stalker 2, the delay of Avowed, and the goals of Xbox as a play anywhere platform. I think that's going to be important when Microsoft, with this ecosystem they're trying to establish with Xbox, saying no matter whether you're playing on a console, a handheld, or a PC, or even the other consoles, that everything goes with you, and that if you buy one game on the Xbox, it goes with you across at least the TV, the app, the cell phone, and hand and all that shit. But I don't think they're gonna do. I don't think PlayStation and Nintendo will allow no play anywhere on their platform.
They gotta have their Game Pass. If they don't get their Game Pass app or the Xbox app, nah.
But so this is a summary of the conversation because I'm not subscribed unto it. It says the complication of doing licensed games and Microsoft current subscription focused gaming model. Not that he's disowning Indiana Jones and Blade. Of course, it's a rights thing. How the Call of Duty team is working with Microsoft. The unheralded games that are doing well for Microsoft, even if they don't make the headlines. I'm gonna try to get access to this article. I might hit that 7-day free trial just to read it a bit. And then it says why it's harder to launch new games these days. It used to involve a predictable formula, not anymore. This spun out of my question about the extent to which critics' reviews, user reviews, and a game's social media popularity do or don't matter. Now, what I want to specifically point out is the part about the licensed game, and the reason why I want to point that out because when the Insomniac leak occurred, we got access to all of Sony pretty much dealings with Marvel. You know, how much they're spent on Spider-Man, Wolverine. We gotta look at the contract. We gotta look at the percentages that Marvel is getting. We gotta look at the deadlines that Sony have to adhere to. And it's crazy. I wish I still had those documents. Some told me to keep them. I had all that shit, man. You know, when at that time the console war was alive and well, you know, and there was a lot of ammo in that leak. But it said Phil Spencer is leery of taking on too many licensed games at Xbox, Indie, and Blade aside. Complicates subscription business, will rather revive more MS owned series. So what I take into this, and I agree with this wholeheartedly, Mello, that look, we have enough original IP in our stable across Microsoft, Bethesda, and Call of Duty, where we don't need to rely too much on licensed IP. We could take that money that we will probably be paying out to Marvel and other licensed IP, and we can invest that into our own IP. And some of the IPs we have are just as significant, if not more significant, than some of the licenses that will be going out getting. What you think about Phil Spencer saying, "Hey, no, we're not going to spend much money on license and have to split that bread when we can take that money and invest into our own IPs?"
Well, sad boy. Z Black Rider funny. He said we was actually having real parties, not Diddy parties. I digress.
You know what?
I just had to do it. But I agree you know me, I agree fully with that situation.
Yeah.
mainly due to the fact of like a cost, of course, like you said, these prices, inflation. I don't want to see
And we saw
a
how Disney,
Spider-Man incident.
yeah, we saw how Disney was running those down on
Yeah,
Sony. Ooh,
yeah. They
I
wanted
forget
they
the
want that money. They wanted them coins. They was not
man.
playing with them. And I think honestly, I think Phil Spencer got PTSD from the situation that happened with Sunset Overdrive. Not in particular, like I know it ain't a license game like that per se, but where a company get involved, they get bought out, and then we lose out on the IP.
Mm.
I think they played a heavy part in it too. So I
Yeah,
agree fully. You got so many games that's under your umbrella
mhm.
that's ready to go on the clip. Let's roll them out. Let's focus on that first internally. Heck, y'all got the insider program. Use it. Ask people what games they would like to see. Talk to the community, especially in your library. Everybody right now is going through their library. You see what Sony doing? They out here remake, rehash the same egg and omelet meals to these dudes, and they go out and buy it every day.
Yeah.
Why not go into your ecosystem, your library, your garage, and pull out some classic dusties? You feel me? And polish them up with one of these developing teams, get them to do some work,
Mhm.
and roll it out to the public.
You know what? The only thing I like what he's talking about. The only thing is, will it come to fruition? Because in the Xbox community have been for years asking about specific IP that they wanted revived that has yet to be revived. You look at the CEO of Rare, who's now the I think he's head of the Xbox division now. Or what
Hmm.
I forgot what he just got a new position. The head, the guy that used to be the head of Rare. Somebody please correct me. I forgot the head of Rare just got a promotion. I don't know if he went over to be a head of a specific development team, but he's doing something at Xbox
Mm,
right now. And his take on, he said he didn't want to go back and revive Banjo Kazooie or old Rare IP. You know,
oh,
that
oh
was his
wow.
stance. I remember seeing this. It was a YouTube video. I don't know if it was an interview or what, and it went around. I think it went around the Xbox community about him saying people asking for Banjo Kazooie, and him not saying that they weren't interested in going back and reviving old Rare IP. That's why when I hear this, I hear it is a good thing, but you still got people that still waiting on a Mecha
Man, they
Salt.
got to get out their ego at this point
Yeah,
because
Craig. Yeah,
I
Craig
re.
Duncan. Oh, thank you.
Oh,
Go ahead, my
okay,
bad.
that's his name,
Mm,
Craig Dunk.
mm.
No, no, go ahead, go ahead, go ahead.
Yeah, he's gonna be the new head of Xbox Game Studios. Thanks, Jax82. But yeah,
Okay,
it was some months ago. It was last year, I think, either last year or the
pretty
year
much.
before, when people was asking for Banjo Kazooie, and on YouTube doing the interview, I guess they did an open question segment, and
Uh,
somebody asked about Banjo, and his stance was that we're just not interested in going back reviving old IP. You
man,
know,
that's
and,
and he
and
is dumb, and he make. I'm sorry to talk about that man, but if he in this position, he need to get out of his ego and start listening to the community. That's the number one issue that Microsoft right now have an issue with. Now, granted, do I believe they supposed to listen to everything you idiots say?
mhm,
Absolutely not. But when it comes, I done seen Sarah Bond post multiple times about old IPs. I
mhm,
would love to see a Jade Empire. I would love to see Rise Son of Rome
mhm. Part two,
sequels.
yeah,
I
yeah.
want to see Mercenaries from the old 360,
Mm.
newer game. Like bring some of your cult classics out, Paul. This is one of the reasons why I want them to buy or see what they can do about Splinter Cell.
Yeah,
Splinter Cell OG Xbox introduced, you bring it to the
yeah,
console, it's going to blow up massively. I'm still seeing people play Rise Son of Rome on Twitter,
yeah.
throwing up old clips, talking about how
And it still
visually
looks
nice
it's
it is.
such a beautiful game. That game
Yeah.
has held so well. Even and it's one of the first Xbox One games that was shown when the Xbox One was announced. And it still looks so fucking beautiful, man. What's the name did a hell of a job, and Microsoft wanted to buy that IP, and what's the name told them no. I wonder. I wonder if can they go back to the table and ask for that IP
Spin the
again.
block.
Spin the block on them.
Spin-
If you can't spin the block, buy the block. You feel me?
Hey.
You know what I'm saying? If you
We
can't
at that
spin the
type of
block,
time.
we on that
Either
type of
get
time.
down or lay down.
But-
It's
But
simple.
if you just look at the titles you just named, right? And then look at today's day where games as a service is such prevalent in terms of multiplayer. Think about a Mech Assault from a games as a service perspective. And I know, and look, and I will say this though, it's two sides to this, right? On the flip side, when I won't say we, but I say myself, right? And I know some other gamers have a tendency to, when they're asking for these games, they are reminded of these games in the time period that these games were exciting to them, or that the games were at their best in that specific time period. But it doesn't necessarily mean that same success and the fun you had back in that time period will carry over in today's time period. You hear me? You see what I'm saying?
That's true.
And
Only kickback that I would give to you on that is 1,000% true. Only thing I would say, if you got your ears to the street like you claim to say you do, and I think that they do, due to the fact of what Sarah Bond has posted previously in the past, you're looking at social media and you're seeing the engagement. They're saying, yo, we want these. These are the titles you need to look into. Now, I want them to do brand new IPs. I don't want you to just fluff up and do what Sony doing, like polish it up, give it a new makeup, and then kick the chick on the street and tell go make some money. No, I don't want you to do that. Take your time. You got enough studios right now to give them some jobs, get them something to do, and see what they push out to the community.
yeah.
Engagement wise.
I do agree with that, and I think they have to pick and choose what they revive, and they have to understand where they're at in the gaming space right now in terms of the wants and needs of the people that they're trying to target, and build that game around that, and not try to build it off what that old model was in terms of how we first interacted with that piece of IP. But they have so many. Just think of a Mech Assault in this day and age as a game as a service, a type shooter, which I think would be incredible. Would it sell? Would it be successful?
You
I
can
don't
get
know.
that to the company that did Crackdown. The
And also,
destructible environment and the landscaping.
and I know Phil Spencer have said this before, where he said, well, we don't determine how games created based on genres that we're lacking. And I understand that, but I look at the current landscape of gaming, and it's so much shit getting regurgitated on a AAA level, right? It's very few and far in between advancements in the AAA space. Most of the advancement and innovation is happening more so in the indie space or the AA space. That's where all the innovation is happening. But I would love because right now it's first person shooters. Then you got these big open world games. Either you're gonna have a game that's 12 to 15 hours, or you're gonna have a game that's 100 hours. I want a Crimson Skies. What are the airplane games? What are the Crimson Skies back in the day on the OG Xbox, bro? The multiplayer, Joe?
Yeah.
Bro, that
was on point.
It was in the story was fire. The single player. I beat the single player. They say post don't play no games. I beat Crimson Skies, and I used to just imagine being at a time, right, where you have to divvy up your time between wanting to play Halo multiplayer or Crimson Skies multiplayer. And both of them fucking addictive.
Man,
bro,
that's the problem. That's the problem right there.
Bro,
the games becoming addictive to the point where you couldn't play nothing else.
And
You
then,
didn't
and I
want to
think,
see yourself playing nothing else.
man, and Crimson Skies sold so well. Dude, I did over 1 million copies, if I remember. And I think Sony owned the studio that I think developed it. I think it's the same studio that did
You go that
Ghost
PTSD.
of Tsushima. Let me see here. Let me see. Let me see who developed Crimson Skies, if I'm not mistaken. But why those games? Huh? I know. Okay, own the Xbox Game Studio, created by Jordan Weissman, David McCoy. This was 1998. Who developed it though? Let's see here. This guy's me and franchise created by Joy Weissman. David McCoy first released as a board. Oh, it was first released as a board. I didn't even know it was released as a board game first.
Nah, I ain't know that either.
Yeah, the first board game from FASA, RP to FASA Studios. That was another studio that went under. FASA Studio did some, FASA. When FASA Interactive became a part of Microsoft, Weissman and his team were able to start a new game and work on the PC version of Crimson Skies. The game was developed by Zipper Interactive, and I think Sony owns Zipper Interactive, right?
I think they do, because that's the one that did
Ghost,
SOCOM.
Right? No, they did SOCOM. They do Ghost now too, right? Who do Ghost?
Zipper Entertainment.
Yep.
Yeah, that's Sony.
Yep.
Yeah. Yep, they did Crimson Skies, SOCOM,
Warrior 3,
and Mac Warrior 3. Yep.
Yo, Zipper. Yo, that was
They got a nice little.
But they wait. But they shut them down though.
Recoil.
Wait, hold on.
They did Unit 13.
Sony revealed on Friday. Oh, this was in March 29th of 2012. Sony revealed on Friday they had shut down Zipper Interactive, the Seattle-based studio responsible for long-running SOCOM franchise. Wow.
Yeah, I think him wanted them. Sony and the CEO of Zipper got into it, and they ended up closing down.
Wow.
And they I think they started another company called H. I know the video game was called H Hour. I can't remember the company name though. But Zipper went over to
let me tell you
H
something.
Hour.
Zipper did let me tell y'all something. And I know the people in the chat, if you play Crimson Skies was that shit. And it was fresh because it took the shooting to the skies. And it was in this, like, I don't even know, this kind of, what era was it? I got that TV show on my mind, but I can't even think of the name. But it was a fresh take back then, because back then you was playing a lot of first-person shooters or third-person shooter, but in this, you was able to upgrade your plane, add things to your plane. You was able to get enough money to buy new planes, specific planes, work on certain ways. You're flying in between buildings, on the bridges. You're flipping and spinning, trying to dodge missiles and shit. Man, it was just fun as hell to play Crimson Skies. And I wish, as Phil talked about saying, hey, investing in IPs that they own and have access to, why not do a remake or remaster? Look at what Sony's doing, right, Mello? Because we see that they are using remakes and remaster
to carry they got their own titles right now
until they get to their big releases, right?
Facts.
But until these until our big first party big hitters are ready, we finna re-rock y'all about 50 million times.
50 million times.
And get as much
the same oodles and noodles with different flavors and seasonings.
You see the pack. See, you put this pack. You just put the season. Okay, now try this same pack of oodles and noodles with the hot.
Put an egg on it.
Okay, now you had it with the egg. Now you get that bottle of hot sauce right there. You feel me?
Yeah. Put some cheese. Go ahead and wrap that cheese in there.
That's what I was just about to say.
Slap that cheese with that butter in there.
Slap that cheese.
You got some old jerk chicken in the refrigerator. Throw that in there too, baby.
Exactly. But in the chat, man, I want y'all to drop what game y'all want them to go back. And I want you to think about games across Bethesda, Microsoft, and Activision now. Right? In Blizzard. Right? In Blizzard. Activision, that's a lot of motherfucking games for y'all to think about. But I want y'all to drop 1 or 2, maybe 3 games that y'all would like to see revived that's now owned by Microsoft. They got so many, man. I would probably have to Google and see, man, let me see here. Let's see. Let's see here. Category of Microsoft. Damn. Okay. Wait, hold on. Okay. Well, this is okay. ZeniMax. Okay, they added ZeniMax. Let's see here. Okay, man, this is a lot. They added Activision too. Wait, let me see. Let me do Damn. Let me see. Dishonored, Doom. Okay. Then I take Quake, Wolfenstein. Activision alone got what? Cabela's, Call of Duty, Crash, Diablo, Empire Earth, Gabriel Knight, Geometry Wars. Geometry Wars were fire back in the day. I know a lot of people want to see Guitar Hero come back. Heavy Gear, Heretic and Hexen, King's Quest, Overwatch, Pitfall, Police Quest and SWAT, Quest for Glory, Skylanders, Space Quest, Spyro the Dragon. That just hit Game Pass. Then you got StarCraft 1 and 2. I think the remaster just released. You got Tenchu, you got Tony Hawk, you got World of Warcraft, World Series of Poker's video games. Let me see here. Banjo, Battletoads, Blue Dragon, Conquer, Crackdown, Crash Bandicoot. What else here? We know about Halo, Killer Instinct. We know about Lynx. And then you got Mech Warrior. We know about Flight Simulator, Minecraft, Overwatch, Perfect Dark, Project Gotham Racing. I think that was, man, when that was out at the time, that shit was crazy. Let's see here. Let me go down and see if there's some other stuff in here. Marvel Ultimate Alliance. That's a good one. I see it. Hey, Marvel Ultimate Alliance remake and or on the Xbox IP style. Equivalent. Xbox make a deal with Konami for Bloody Roar. Oh, Bloody Roar. That's the fighting game, right? Right, James? Am I thinking about this? That's I know I played that before. That sounds familiar to me. That sounds familiar. Let me see here. Yeah. Yo. Yes. James. Yo, James, you just brought me back. Yo, my cousin, me and my cousin, you that Weber, the Tiger shit. Yo, I forgot all about this. You go and look, yeah. Yo, me, my cousin and his pops used to play this. Yeah, buddy. Yo, this back when I didn't have a system and I couldn't afford a game console. My cousin used to, he used to just get everything. And so what we did was My mom had a friend who had owned property, 2 buildings down the street, and she just hired me and my cousin to, clean up the property, rake, lawnmower, clean up around the buildings and stuff. We used to make about $75-$80 a day. And back then, games was like $50, was like $49.99. So we'll go 25 and 25. We'll run downtown to Toys R Us and go half on the game, and we'll just go to his crib and play them. Yo, shout out to James with the Bloody Raw. I ain't seen this in a minute, yo. Road Rash remake done in the Forza engine. Okay, the Transformers. Okay, I see you with Transformer. Okay, I see y'all Road Rage. Okay, and then let me see here, Butcher Bay. I see you, Butcher Bay. What is Butcher Bay?
Can you hear me, folks?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay.
Microsoft come with that studios. Yeah, Microsoft too. Yeah, they got a lot of. That's what I'm looking at. They got a lot of good IP. But shout out to James with the blood. That just brought me back to my childhood and me just sitting in the front with Cuzzo and his pops and shit, and we just in that motherfucker gaming all day.
Ready? Ooh.
From that, we Mario Kart, all types of shit. We just. Let's see.
How can a company have so many classics and just have them in the vote and don't do nothing with them? Like, how, Sway?
Yeah. Oh, look, I forgot about 99. Right? Raleigh Sports Challenge. Raleigh Sports used to be a big race IP back in the day. Raleigh Sports used to be big back in the day, especially for that genre. Mm-hmm. I think it was the best rally game of its time. Look at Blinks, the time sweeper that Blinks, man. Who Blinks Blinks was supposed to be Microsoft mascot back.
The vacuum rat. Not a cat.
A rat? You call that motherfucker a rat?
I didn't mean to call him a rat.
It didn't work out right. That shit did not go the way.
Even Conquer. Yeah, Conquer.
Yeah, that shit did not go the way Microsoft expected. But I do think this is a good move by Phil to say, hey, let's take that money that we'll be spending on licensed IP. We have a good enough homegrown IP to invest in and to revitalize. And I think that it's a good strategy since you don't do a lot of remake and remasters to give your community that. I think it'll be good for Xbox. PlayStation do remakes and remasters all the time. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. They get re-rocked every year, every console generation, and I'm telling you, they go the next look.
And they egregious ass they do this shit, bro. It be like 1 year, 2 year titles.
I can stand that. Let me say something. I can stand that. The Last of Us PS4, right? The Last of Us on PS4. Then The Last of Us remaster on PS4. Then The Last of Us remaster on PS4 Pro. Then The Last of Us the definitive. Then The Last of Us PS5 version remake, remaster, and the Pro versions and Pro Hands version. And then you're gonna have The Last of Us 1. PS6, PlayStation,
the one of all ones.
They gonna keep re-rocking them. I'm telling you. They go.
Boy.
You know what? I'm surprised they ain't done that to the Uncharted.
Trust me. Don't give them time to cook, baby. You gonna see Nate and Drake back out here. They trying to see what Indiana Jones numbers gonna look like. They go work. Y'all still want them type of games?
They out here thought Last of Us every.
Man, put that little hole in the straw. Get ass out there and give me some coins.
On the ridge. Man, and look, don't get me wrong. We've had the 360 version of Gears. But they also did the Gears Ultimate thing, right? Where they put all the gears all together, right?
But
And so
look at
they
what you said though. We had the
but
360 version, nigga. Like it was years in the
but they
making.
but they didn't say Microsoft didn't say, you know, here go Gears 360 version. Then here go Gears
The
One X,
aftermath,
and then One X, Xbox One X. Here go
the gears we should have released, the director's cut.
here go Gears Series X version. Go to Pro
You
Bowl.
remember when Hey G, you remember Resident Evil used to drop those director cuts?
That's what Sony was like. Sony like, oh, they over there re-rocking them like that. We could do the same shit to our base.
That nigga said, "Hold my beer."
I'm telling you, I guarantee you,
Oh my
next
god!
generation, Sony gonna open that motherfucker up with another version of
He
Last.
said, "Oh word, y'all thought we was done? Hold my beer."
Yo,
That nigga gonna get your ass the makeup edition of that movie.
yeah, we gonna move along, man. We gonna move along. Go to the next topic. Let me see here what we got here. Let me just double check here.
Oh
We gonna
man.
move on to this right here. It was an article. Let me pull up this article so I can have it too. Here, let's see here. So I guess.
Something crazy. Make sure y'all hit that like button, man. Keep supporting us, man. Like what we doing our thing.
Okay, so let me do this. I'm gonna bring this up. We're gonna go here. Let me close this, and then we're
They're
gonna
give
get
you some ramen noodles.
yeah, we're gonna get into this this discussion right here. Um, Phil Spencer says consoles aren't a growth market anymore. This is an interview he did with Rolling Stones. He says, speaking about consoles, Spencer said he loves that people are buying Xbox hardware, but notes that it isn't a growth market. Our biggest growth in Xbox players is on PC and cloud, he said. He said the console space isn't growing across all of them. He said, we love those customers, but in terms of continuing to expand and grow on Xbox, it's about PC, it's about cloud, and it's about making our games more available in more places. Now, Mello, and I want the chat to answer this too. And if I see your comments in the chat, I will highlight them and read them. When you all hear this, when he says that the console space is not a growth market anymore, and that where they're expanding and growing, it's about PC and cloud. How does that make you? This is to Mello in the chat. How does that make you all feel as a console player that's invested in the Xbox itself?
For me personally, I don't care about this motherfucking plastic, nigga. I keep telling y'all I don't care about the plastic. It can go to hell. All I care. I'm looking at the writing on the wall. I've been looking at the writing on the wall. I've been as someone, I ain't talking about I'm a successful business player. I got multi-million dollars like this company, but you got to move with the landscape. It ain't about what you personally want, how you personally feel about something. You got to move how the audience moves. And unfortunately, for the console isn't it, bro. That way of how we used to play games is not it. I was looking at Freddie Gray. He was talking about how we had cartridges back in the day. I'm thinking about that. Like, I can't even remember the last time I put a DVD CD in my Xbox. Everything I got is digital. Like the times is shifting, and unfortunately, when it comes to the console itself, it isn't the selling market no more. And I know everybody gonna just say, "Oh, Phil Spencer said it, so you just gonna run with it." But Jim Ryan came out and said the exact same thing, which should have clicked in everybody's head, but everyone was so worried about console war that you couldn't see the forest amongst the trees. Like this, the console ain't it no more. It ain't. It's a collective item. If you one of them people that like to have little plastic stuff on your shelves to justify your purchase of something cool, great, but it's not the main focus anymore. We were just talking young kids. My daughters don't even sit down and play a console game. They ain't even asked for one for Christmas in the last 2 years.
Yeah.
They've been playing on tablets. They've been playing on their cell phone.
Yeah.
That's the audience that they looking at, and that demographic don't care about the plastic. I'm sorry to tell you.
Guess what my daughter Kaylin,
Uh-huh.
you know, she do Roblox. Guess what she play Roblox?
Cell phone.
No, I got her I gave her one of my old Mac Minis.
Oh, okay.
She keep, you know, I never learned how to play on the keyboard and mouse. I was always a controller.
Oh, right.
Man, let me tell you something, boy. She the last time they was here over the summer, she came in, she set that TV up. That TV was already set up. She knew she hooked that motherfucking Mac up with that keyboard. Let me tell you something. She looked like a professional. Let me tell you, her hands and fingers was moving so fast. She wasn't even looking at the keyboard, bro. And her fingers was moving so fast. And I'm just looking at her like, yo, this is crazy. I grew up on controllers, and she up here on this keyboard and mouse working this mother. Man, yo, and guess what? The Xbox is here. The PlayStation is here. But when she get on Roblox, she getting on her Mac.
Man,
and that's why I'm gonna build
time.
her. That's why I'm gonna build her. I'm a surprise. I'm gonna build her, get her a little PC and stuff, because I know that's what she prefers. Now, when she play Call of Duty, she's on the console. My daughter Kaylin is a game booty. Now, Ruby is a little bit, you know, she's dramatic. She's the princess. Yeah, I look so good. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah,
she's there.
I'm past that.
You know what I'm saying? But Kaylin, I thought my son Kevin would have the guy be Kevin, but Kaylin is a gamer. She's a gamer, bro. Like Halo, COD.
She ready to go. She ready for all the big titles.
She go from Halo to and she love what's the joint? The Epic joint. Fortnite.
Yeah, Fortnite. Oh yeah, Fortnite. Yeah.
Cole. And I just be watching her sometimes, and I be happy and I be amazed because that I'm able to provide her things that I wasn't provided when I was growing up, right? She got access to enjoyments that I rarely did. And if I did, I had to always go to a family member house.
Right.
But to see her dead in tune, I say, that's a little me right there, because she be hyping. She be hyping. I got to get up at 2, 3, 4 o'clock in the morning, tell her ass to go to bed, because she be yelling through the house.
All through the headset going crazy.
The headset going crazy. And recently her mother just took the Xbox from her because she was up late. I think she was up late.
Losing her mind right now.
Just yelling through that.
I swear she probably losing her mind. I can see it, boy.
But that's let me know why they're making the move they're making. So it says, he said, it's interesting. It's an interesting topic because as we look at the brand, as we're changing the brand, it means something different. Spencer said, it literally was a box when it first launched. It was the DirectX box. What it's grown into now is more accessibility. He said, Xbox isn't just one device. Xbox is on your smart TV, Xbox is on your PC, Xbox is on your phone. And we're in the middle of that transition. But I wish they would have marketed it like that instead of saying this is the Xbox. But I digress. And we might have to get back to that conversation too. But he said to his credit, Spencer knows very well that some fans will ultimately be turned off by the campaign. And I was one of those fans.
Yeah.
I wasn't necessarily turned off by the message. I was turned off by how the message was being sent. I think it could have been done in a better way. But he said, having said that, some people long for the simplicity of a single box, single platform, single game, but also noted that today's largest games are bigger than any of the individual platforms. And I'm going to stop right there because Mello, that's you word for word, bar for bar. And
bro, he picked that straight out my daggone discography, nigga. Brother.
You say I've heard you say not only even on Z Show, I heard you say, you know, that games are bigger than the platforms itself. You know what I'm saying? And me reading that, I'm like, that's Mellow to a T right there, because I've heard you say that plenty of times.
He got the white version of it, but yeah, that's me. that is definitely me. See, I think that's where the gap come in at, because y'all want, when a white man say it's good to go, but when I say it, oh, I'm just being an Xbox fan. Like, no, I love gaming. Period, point blank and period. And I see it like a million. Like, I don't know, it's crystal clear what they trying to do. It's just hard for the hardcore to accept it, because it's just the hardcore. It's not the casual. It's not the run of the mill moms and pops that just go out here and buy a console for their kids for the Christmas, and it's not them.
Yeah,
it's you 99, you 1% weirdos.
but you know, I look at Call of Duty. You look at the Fortnite, right? They have proven that as an IP, they're bigger than just one platform. And that's why it would have been silly for Microsoft to exclude that to their system and exclude PlayStation, Nintendo, because you want to look at that IP as a Minecraft. You want to look at Call of Duty like Minecraft is. Minecraft is on everything. It is accessible across everything. And if you're trying to get money, especially if you're trying to pay that bread back that Amy,
if I'm trying to do a hostile takeover post, I'm trying to do a hostile takeover. I can't afford to just isolate one of the biggest titles, like you're saying, known to men, just to one platform and PC, maybe PC. I can't do that. That's hustling backwards. Why would I stay on 2 blocks when I can take over 10?
So he goes on to say, speaking about consoles, Spencer said that he loves that people are buying Xbox hardware, but knows that it isn't a growth market. Our biggest growth in Xbox players is on PC and cloud. He said the console space all up isn't growing across all of them. We love those customers, but in terms of continuing to expand and grow Xbox, it's about PC, it's about cloud, it's about making our games more available in more places. He said, in regards to whether the company emphasis on cloud streaming and anywhere devices means that they'll cease developing new home consoles, Spencer had a definitive answer. We'll definitely do more consoles in the future and other devices. I think the console has to be a product that remains there, because I think it's still probably the number one source of gateway to the Xbox store. In terms of that conduit to the Xbox store. He said those other devices are likely to include a mobile version of Xbox hardware to compete with the booming handheld and PC trend that's taken off over the last few years, with systems like the Asus ROG Ally, which Spencer himself plays on, and Valve Steam Deck. They're gonna have to do something quick, because Steam Deck is kind of beating them to everything in terms of and I was just having this conversation with somebody in terms of, out of all of the handhelds, I was told Steam is the one handheld that give you that console-like experience. In terms of the handheld, it said in terms of that console experience, Steam Deck, and you got to look at what Steam is doing now. They came out with the Steam Deck that, and we know that uses Linux, but they released all the drivers for the Windows version of it to allow so you can install Windows if you want to run it like that. They also got the Steam OS, so they're and they got this unified user interface in terms of
booting it up and going into a user interface that's easy accessible from a gamer perspective, because I know, and I was just having this conversation where if you boot up a ROG Ally or even a Lenovo, you're going to boot up into a Windows operating system, right?
Mm-hmm.
And that's what we was talking about in terms of the messaging saying this is an Xbox, this is an Xbox. You want that same user experience that you get on the console in the handheld, especially if I'm just saying, especially if you're a casual gamer and you're not technically inclined and things like that. You just want that ease of ease of use. And I think Microsoft need to hurry up and get there, because Steam Deck and Steam is already beating them in certain areas. But this is another thing that the Xbox community have been asking for years. They've been asking for an Xbox handheld for years, and looking at the success of the Nintendo Switch and all these other PC handhelds, Microsoft is jumping in the fold. And it's crazy because Phil been more vocal about this, Melo.
Yeah. I saw some videos, some clips of him, like, heavily speaking. I don't know, bro. It's just...
Well, you are sure
my
about the
personal
handheld
thing, though.
Okay.
Me, I'm still 10 toes on that handheld just not being the move, because one, you waited so long. Like you said, we got the ROG Ally. They pumping them out like them goddamn different, like, remote controls at this point. Everybody got some form of a handheld that really ain't bringing nothing new to the table, in my opinion. Microsoft got something when they said, hey, we can put this on every device. It doesn't matter. You got a cell phone, tablet, computer, whatever device that you consume your social media with. If it can download an app, you got access to it. I really think they need to hold 10 toes down to that and focusing on making that as fluid as possible. With the connectivity and stuff like that, they need to make that way more fluid, in my opinion. If they do it, they do it. But
that's where the discussion we was having last show, what I was talking about in terms of whatever they do next, in terms of how they do multiplayer next, how they do achievements next, how they do community next. How they allow whatever features and things that they can come up with to introduce new ways for us to interact with the games and share that with the people we play with. I think you're gonna have to do more than just give us power, and that's what I was trying to say last show. They're gonna have to do more than just give us teraflops or powerful hardware, right? From a hardware perspective, they're going to have to do more. They're going to have to innovate on the software side too, in terms of the UI, in terms of community, in terms of the multiplayer tournaments, whatever new features that they come up with. I think the whole achievement system needs a new upgrade and things like that. However, they tend to do that. And this is before we even get into the content, even though I think that the games do matter. But I think if we're stuck in this path where we're just getting regurgitated the same models, where here go a first-person shooter here, oh, here go an RPG, first-person shooter, RPG, here go a third-person game, this and that. And it's the same concept over and over and over again. Then you're going to have to give us some outside. You're going to have to sell us more than just the same old shit and powerful hardware. At least from my perspective. I don't know about nobody else. And then on the handheld side, you saw what Nintendo did. You saw what Steam Deck. Steam Deck did already said that they're waiting for more powerful hardware to come out before they give you a Steam Deck 2. And more than likely, your handheld probably launch around the same time that the next Steam Deck launch. We don't know what the Asus ROG X was probably just what the original Asus ROG should have been in the first place, and then Lenovo got their handheld out. But we ain't haven't heard from anything of them about their new model. So you're going into a field where you're gonna have to compete with a lot of competitors.
bro.
Yeah.
And look
And what's gonna differentiate you?
Exactly, because I was just about to say, look at what you just said about their own product in a sense. Like you already got this thing going on everything. So now you're going into an already overly saturated landscape, and now you want to sell another product to sell IPs that you already allow on those platforms of choice. Like,
and guess what,
bro? I don't know.
You're gonna be competing against third-party PC handhelds, like
right,
Asus and Lenovo, and whoever else gonna jump in the fold. You already got the One X player, the handheld joints that come out of China. Then you got Nintendo next joint, which I think is gonna be a handheld hybrid as well. Sony is definitely working on the handheld. Sony will definitely be back in the I guarantee you.
They already got the handheld. They just gonna take. They gonna go in the. They gonna go back in that warehouse, as Noah say, grab them old ass parts, and then gonna say, "Oh, you can play your games remotely, fully from the PlayStation handheld."
You talking about they're gonna re-rock that portal?
They're gonna re-rock the shit out of that motherfucker, boy.
Hold on. Master Sim 40 with the $5. I hope all this bullshit helps kick out bigger and better games for us Xbox loyalists. Sony games are trash and overrated. I can always depend on my brother Master Sim 40 to
I
pull
can
up
agree with that, because Master Sim, boy, he come with the facts every time. Them games is stale and tiring, bro. Spider-Man 66 is on the way.
That look, and we're gonna leave that into our next discussion, right? And let me get this last bill. Master Sim 40 with the $2. Thank you for your constant support, brother. We do appreciate it. Hey, Posted Mellow, next Xbox better be Flame.
Oh, I Sarah Barnes navigating that one. I think that's when we're gonna see Phil Spencer actually step aside and allow her to go crazy. That next console, the official next gen console, yeah, you can count your motherfucking days. I can tell you that now. That motherfucker it's gonna be a problem. I think that one's gonna be the problem on the street.
Okay, let me see here.
That gonna be the one right there. Ooh.
Okay. So I want to talk about this. So we're going to talk about the impact of Microsoft putting their games on PlayStation and Nintendo, and I think it might be a little bit different. I think it'll be a little bit different for the impact on Nintendo, based on their community and the things they like in the games that they buy. Mm-hmm. But my thing is this, right? I think there's a positive and there's a negative, right? Okay. Which one you want to do first, the negative or the positive?
I want to go negative. Negative.
All right. So my perspective, and then I'll get your my perspective is the negative is that you're going to be feeding Sony, meaning that now that Sony knows that you're going to be putting more titles on their system, in terms of that gives them time to kind of sit back and say, okay, we got third party over here, and now we got Microsoft first party titles. In terms of our first party catalog, that give us some time and a little leeway to say, hey, we can pick and choose where we put our titles. Maybe we don't have to rush out the door with our first party titles. Well, not really rush. They don't rush out the door. They take 5, 6 years.
They don't rush it out anyway.
But I'm saying though, but you do kind of you couple their first party titles along with third party and their Microsoft first party that do give them a strong lineup. And then the 30% that Phil cried about doing the FTC case, you are going to be paying them even more to put your titles on the ecosystem, even though you're going to be getting 80%, pretty much 70% of each title, or maybe more. I don't know. I think the negative about this is that it can have a negative impact on the brand, meaning people no longer buy your hardware in terms of Xbox or the handheld, saying, hey, if I can get your games and PlayStation games on the same system, then why do I need an Xbox handheld? Why do I need a PC? Or why do I need an Xbox?
Let me see. Because all of what you just said, I think those are positive in the sense, to be honest, and especially with the roadmap and how they going with
You
this.
think those are positives?
I think those is actually positive, sir.
Wait, so
Because if I'm going off of the first statement or the first title talking point that we had about Phil Spencer saying console sales are down, and I'm listening to Jim Ryan telling me console sales are down, and just because Sony is advertising that they shipped out 60 million does not mean they sold 60 million. I'm going into the narrative of software. I'm here to sell products, sir.
So you're Nadal, basically. You say all you're concerned about
I'm
is software and services.
1,000% Satya
You don't care about
Nadal.
hardware. You just software and services.
I am 1,000% Satya Nadal. I'm trying to get my Christmas bonuses. I'm trying to get every bit of subscriptions out the door. That's why I said it's a different story in the sense of I put it like a car in a sense. Like, okay, you went and bought the car. You got whatever car you got that car. But I want you to come to BP gas station to get your gas. The more you ring up with your gas with me, that's why I'm gonna sell low. I know I'm gonna have you as a consistent customer because I'm guaranteed to keep having you come to this place instead of you going to Shells or any other gas company.
Wait, so
That's what the value is
Xbox to
on.
a gas station now? No,
Hey, you know what I'm saying? My metaphors be metaphoring. You can just follow me here, bro. I'm on my Yoda shit right now.
Hey,
I'm just saying.
Chad did equate Xbox to a Shell gas station.
I'm just saying, I got this A1 gas, baby. This I'm hitting you game after game after game, constantly on a basis. Your pockets is hidden. You can't go to the daggone grocery store without spending almost $200 on 6 items. You come over here to Game Pass, you got a fluctuation of games. We got it from third to AAA, single, indie, whatever you looking for, we got it. It's like a brothel in this motherfucker. You take your pick of whatever you want to play for a small fee.
Bro say, come to BP gas station. You got low, mid, and high grade
gas in this motherfucker. You feel? We pumping it out by the boatloads. You ain't got to worry about. You ain't got to worry about. You know what I'm saying? You overpaying around here. For what is about 140, I think, for the year. If you froggy, 140 for the year, you got a plethora of games to pick. You can just pick what you want to play.
Yo,
I'll rock with it, bro. I'll rock with it because the reason why I say that is this: everyone is going subscription based. Everyone. Every platform of social media, even Hollywood, if they can sell you a subscription, podcasts, if they can sell you a subscription to Patreon and all that stuff, they getting consistent money flowing in on top of whatever ad money they getting.
I think Clay pulled up to challenge you on that. Look, don't get me.
I'm not going to challenge him on it.
Look, don't get me wrong.
Oh shit, what's up?
Just saying, don't get me wrong. These are the. I'm just saying, from a brand perspective, I think it is going to be detrimental to the brand. How big of an impact it is on Xbox as a brand? How many people say, "Hey, I'm fit to go over to PlayStation because now I get the best of PlayStation games and Xbox games on their platforms." I don't know. Does Microsoft care? Evidently not. Okay, evidently not.
But look at what you said. Okay, let's just take this. Let's just take it quick. Hello?
Yeah.
Hello?
Okay.
We hear you.
Oh, my bad. We just gonna take your household right now. We just gonna focus on what you got going on with you. In your household, how many Xboxes do you have to buy? Or how many Xboxes do you have?
Well, I have mine. I still have a 1S in the shelf on the closet. I have 2 Series S's. That's about it.
So you got about 3.
Yeah, about 3.
Okay, so you got 3 for the key. Xbox Game Pass is how much? For the year. For the year. We just gonna go for the year. How much is
if we ultimate, then it's 20. For the year? For the whole year?
Yeah, for the year for ultimate. How much is it?
Well, I was getting it. I know.
We're not gonna go off of what you. Okay. We're not gonna go off of what your Christmas discount. We're gonna go off of the retail price of Game Pass. How much is it?
Well, they don't have no 12 months. Well, you'll have to buy 3 or 369. You have to buy like 3 months of Game Pass Ultimate to get the 12 year, because they don't. Well,
they don't do the 12 months per se.
On the consumer side, they don't do the 12 months. But if
that's like what, $40 or how much?
Yeah, but if you're an employee or you in the friend and family program on the Microsoft employee side,
about a basic,
you get access to the 12 months.
We talking about a basic Negro going to the store to get Xbox Game Pass. It's about what, $40 for 3 months or something like that, or
I gotta say, we gotta ask. Let me see.
Long story short, I'm gonna cut it short.
Let me look at it.
My analogy is drawing out too much.
Let me see. 3 months of Game Pass. Hold on, 3 months of game, because I ain't had to do this in so long. I don't be.
I don't even know off the rip, and I'm just kind of freestyling.
So I don't know because I've hustled Microsoft for mine for like the past 6 years.
So Xbox Game Pass Ultimate 3-month membership is just $36.49. So pretty much $40. Well, that was through November. That was through November 3rd, but let me see here. It's usually around like $50.
So $50, we talking about $150 for the year. Okay, $150 for the year. Then on top of that, the games and titles that's in there for $70 or better. And we're not even talking about DLC packages, which is running you about 30.
30
through the year. This is year in, year out. By the time you got done with the value of Game Pass, you done paid for 3 of them consoles 2 times over. Depending on how much video gaming you consume.
I see what you're saying.
On a yearly basis. Your return of value, I'm constantly going to be getting money out of you from the software more than I would get from that console. That one sale of that console.
Okay.
Of those 3 consoles. That's where my focus is. That's what I want. And we just said people are not going to let go their library that easy. So guess what? If I can go over to my competitor block and sell the same pack of weed to them individuals and take their customers, you think I'm not gonna do that for a profit?
Okay, no. Let's get there. Let's get there. Okay, so now we're finna flip it, right? Because now we're finna talk that shit. Now we're finna talk a little bit about. Now, I do want to set the proper expectations before we move forward. I think both of them will benefit in some form or some fashion, right? Microsoft putting their titles on PlayStation is going to benefit, and then PlayStation is going to benefit from Microsoft putting their titles on there. My thing is this, and I don't know who talked about this, but I've had this conversation. My thing is, what is GT7 going to do when Forza Horizon pop up? And what
you talking about on PlayStation?
PlayStation. Because look,
What is PlayStation first parties going to do when Xbox games start popping up on their platform and they start seeing that their monthly active users that used to consume their first party games are starting to play Xbox games more than they first part? You got a fight on your hand.
Mm-hmm.
You got a fight on your hand, and I guarantee you, them PlayStation dudes is thirsty for Forza.
I mean, that's already happening. Post with Call of Duty.
I'm saying Call of Duty and Sea of Thieves.
Call of Duty's different. Call of Duty's been there.
It's different, but I'm saying this. It's gonna put Sony in a position because I don't think Sony don't like it, but they don't like getting the money. But when they starting to see that their monthly active users are more invested in Microsoft titles on their own platform than they own, it's gonna be a problem,
bro. They not ready for that fight. I'm telling you, they not ready for that.
It's like Microsoft saying, "Okay, we finna come on your court.
Yeah,
we finna play on. We finna come on. We was at this.
I'm taking your basketball. This my chick. Them my Fruit Loops. Look, give me the Cinnamon Toast Crunch off the top of the shelf. That's my milk. I'm owning your house, nigga."
So what I ask you, we already seen Minecraft at the top of PlayStation most played games. We've seen Sea of Thieves there. We've seen What is Sony going to do when they start seeing, Call of Duty going to be up there? When they start seeing Halo, Gears, Forza, that's the top 3, 4, 5 most played game on PlayStation every month. What
here's what I think.
You see what I'm saying?
This is what I think. Sony got a real problem. Mm-hmm. And I know many on people on Twitter seeing this as the console war's over as a victory, and because Microsoft, conceded and put their games on PlayStation.
Yeah.
But I think this is bad for Sony. Obviously, they're going to make their 33% or whatever it is. Yeah. That's a good for them.
Okay.
The problem is you ain't got no live service games.
Hello.
Sony has no live service games. That's why they're trying to release them, because they don't have a game where they can say, listen, we are getting consistent monthly active users and residual income from this game. Microsoft already got Minecraft over there. It's dominant. Roblox finally came over there. They're dominant. Call of Duty is dominant. That was already there, but now Microsoft owns that. Forza is going to do numbers over there when it gets there.
Yep.
GT7 does not. All right?
It
sells well. It's the most selling game of all time for them. But in terms of it being on that list, it's not there.
I see what you did.
So, and here's the thing.
They getting attacked from all sides. I think what you did there.
It's a hostile takeover. This is a hostile takeover.
I think what you did there.
So here's the thing. So you have areas of live services, games that are still available on your platform.
Mm-hmm.
And Microsoft is releasing games that are going to fill it. Sea of Thieves came over there and is doing okay. There's no other game out like Sea of Thieves in terms of pirate.
Nope.
Now. So you can't. So I don't know what you're gonna do there. You release Concord to try to battle with Overwatch. Overwatch is already established on your platform, so there's not a niche there. There's a car niche, but Forza is already created. Y'all don't have a game like Forza, and you're not going to rebrand GT to do that because you're not going to destroy the brand loyalty.
Too much risk.
Exactly.
Ooh,
So you have that there.
Talk,
Halo is more of our generation. I didn't grow up playing it, but Halo is profitable from. I heard somebody state that a while ago. It's profitable for them right now. So them putting it on PlayStation not going to be a problem.
They ain't tried so many times to mimic Halo. How many times they tried to mimic Halo?
Right. And this guy and Halo's got buku content in that game. And that's the thing. When these games go to PlayStation, They're going with years of content day
Ready
one.
to go.
Not, oh, I gotta wait for the season pass this season. No. The game comes out with a boatload of content to satisfy a new player at least for 6 months.
Keep the consumer there.
That's
consistent.
right. When Concord released, it ain't have 6 months, 8 months, a year, 2 years, 3 years of content backing up. 4 of the 5 been out for about 4 years.
Nothing
and it
but
has
content.
nothing but content over 4 years. And when that game comes over there, if you've played Forza, it is a game loot addictive game type. It can keep you playing on and on and on. So yes, it's benefiting Sony monetarily. Where it's not benefiting them is now you have established, well-played, high monthly active users, games that are going to come to your platform, and your gamers on your consoles are going to be on those. So by the time you trying to release something you hope going to succeed, there is Microsoft established IPs running amok in your ecosystem.
Hello.
And that's the Trojan horse.
The Trojan horse
situation.
The Trojan horse.
That's what Jim Ryan was trying to stop.
When Microsoft saw Sea of Thieves appear, I bet they said, "Hold on, wait a second.
What?
Did Jim Ryan just say he wanted to make like 80 live service games in like 2 years, whatever the number is?"
Yeah.
And what? Hey, get them developer kits, put them orders in for them developer kits right now.
Hurry the fuck up. Right now.
We need to get over there and
get your ass out of bed.
That's a sign of weakness.
Guess what?
We see a sign of weakness.
Because Sony ain't got no games. Get them over there as quickly as possible. Get the users in our ecosystem, get them into our games. So by the time Sony's ready, they just gonna try them games. But they're going to go right back to the games they've been playing for the past 2 to 3 years.
Shout out to Big Star with the $5. Say, Playboy, this ain't walk in your trap and take over your trap. Yes, it is.
This is exactly
what it is, because Microsoft is saying, look, we're not going to give you all time to find a successful games as a service. We're going to bring our shit over there.
Landslide.
We're going to give your fan base additional games as a service. We know they want Halo. We know they want Gears. We know they want, and by the time you get your shit together with the games as a service, they're gonna be too late. They're gonna be too grounded. They're already grounded in Call of Duty. They play more Call of Duty than any first party title. Sea of Thieves, the game that y'all said was diabetic game that didn't nobody want to play, and they brought that shit up. It outsold some of PlayStation during that period of time. Some of their biggest titles. Now imagine with Forza and Gears and Halo, and I'm talking about multiplayer Horizon with all the updates that the Xbox and PC that had coming over there when it dropped,
it's gonna be a problem. You got massive DLC. We're gonna run it up on the DLC package. We're gonna run it up on the season pass package. On top of that, y'all coming out of pocket for it because Jim Ryan sold y'all up the river and didn't allow Game Pass to be implemented on PlayStation.
Shout out to my brother Ruham. He say, y'all forgetting about Fortnite is everywhere. Helldiver is selling. The only people playing Helldivers is
Helldiver.
PC players. they just released the usage numbers. What's that? Circana just released the usage numbers in Helldivers 2 wasn't even on the top 10 for PlayStation. It was number 3. It was number 3 on the PC on Steam chart. So the only people playing Helldivers on 2 right now is PC players. The ponies ain't even playing it no more.
Ain't nowhere playing it.
And guess what? And that's what Microsoft said. And shout out to my brother Everborn because he. But yes, you shout out to my brother Everborn because he stated in that video. He said Microsoft is not doing this from a sign of weakness. They're doing this from a sign of strength. Jim Ryan exposed their hand twice. What the first time he said, without Call of Duty, PlayStation pretty much wouldn't exist, right?
Microsoft really took that. So you're pretty much existing. We're
Because
pretty much
of
part
this.
of your exist because of us now. Because we took what was feeding your first party game. Because you came out second and said that you used the money that you was making on Call of Duty to fund your first party games. So that means all that bullshit that the PlayStation was talking about, saying they sold 10, 30 million, 20 million copies. It was Call of Duty making them titles. That was making them titles possible. And number 3, he came out and what did he just say? What did he say? Well, Play just say, we're trying to get out 12 games as a service title in 2 years. Microsoft, you trying to do what? Oh, okay.
Y'all got this
Concord. I get it. And you know what this remind me of, Play? With Z, with Kratos and Porter Rock said, Sony don't need to make multiplayer games. They just need to focus on single player games and leave that to the third party. How the fuck did it work out? Remember? Remember, Play?
Straight, bruh.
And it got them, and Sony is scrambling right now because they spent $4 billion on Destiny 2, and their own community don't even talk about it. Or Destiny 2 don't even show up on the monthly active user chart anymore. Who's playing it? Who's playing Destiny 2 right now?
Yep.
Bruh.
This is what makes them canceling that Last of Us game so pivotal. And they greenlit Concord.
Man.
Like, bro, they got serious issues right now in terms of them just bringing in revenue. Yeah, your console's doing exceptional, but your profit margins for a console that keeps to be selling at record paces that the media outlets keep manipulating and lying about. Why your profit margins ain't increasing at record pace?
Man,
don't add up. Like, you can't keep selling consoles, but your software don't make you no money. And it ain't because your software sucks, because y'all spend too much big in the game, and it's a one-time, one-drop. Oh, I'm done 13 hours. Let me go back and play these Microsoft games that I spend the rest of my time playing.
And I spend my time on.
And you know what's crazy? See, Microsoft, and people don't see this. You've been struggling to crack 150 million monthly active users. You've been hovering around 112, 116. I think you recently just hit like 120, maybe 118, 19, 20, 21, right? Microsoft, when it got Bethesda, now they had 500 million monthly active users. Right,
to add on to you, post. Hold on before you continue. Just to add on, just because I want to throw this in there, that Forza Horizon 5, what we've been talking about. Once that game go to PlayStation, right now it's sitting at 42 million players.
Yep,
42 million.
By itself, just Xbox
right
and PC.
On
Xbox and PC.
Yep.
So what's going to happen when?
Come on.
So what's going to happen when them GT players get on there and they hear all that music and they see all that fun shit going on there and they got to play that boring ass GT 7 that's quiet in a motherfucker? They're playing that corner store coffee shop. You know what I'm saying? They sell you a bogus coffee from. They tell you it's from Mexico, but when it's from 83rd Street, from Joe Blow, who crunch that shit up on their own. Let me tell you what they gonna do.
Goddamn bad, bro.
They think Microsoft waving the flag. Microsoft ain't waving the flag. Microsoft just see a vulnerable company right now. And what you do when you're vulnerable, you send your soldiers over. Because they've been exposed. So yeah, we're gonna go over there.
Let me help out. What y'all need help with?
Because we have the ability. We're already got. So you was worrying about us getting your. We don't have to worry about getting your technology. When we got Call of Duty, we got access to your player tendencies. We got access to their spending habit, how long they play Call of Duty. We got access to all the data we needed that Activision was using to market or cater Call of Duty to their player base, since they was playing it more on PlayStation than they did. Now, what happened there? They threw Call of Duty and Game Pass, and now Xbox is the #1 console for Call of Duty players that we haven't seen in over 10 plus years.
We back home, baby. Came back home.
Y'all better
Big Mama in the house cooking.
Y'all better pay attention. Now we know y'all thirsty for Call of Duty. Once we saw y'all how y'all deal with Sea of Thieves, Oh, if y'all doing that with Sea of Thieves, imagine, y'all gonna celebrate. Y'all gonna say Xbox is dead. Y'all gonna say Microsoft is dead, but y'all gonna be over there playing them games that y'all been shitting on for the last 20 years and loving them. And loving them because all this time it was Cap. All y'all, and guess what? The same for Xbox players. They shitted on Death Stranded.
Yeah,
they shitted on Death Stranded.
I guess we did.
They shit, and look at it how they flipped when it came to Xbox.
I played it on PC Game Pass and was like, hey, this shit
I'm gonna call both sides out. The same motherfuckers who shitted on Death Stranded is out there celebrating, saying this is crazy. This game is nice.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. And here's the thing. Now, like Sea of Thieves, for example. Now these are little casual, if they watch gaming shows, because some of them do, most probably don't. They gonna be looking at these Xbox shows now like, are they gonna release something new? Because Sea of Thieves do something every year. Content
come out every year.
So now they gonna be watching these Xbox shows, hoping for content, new stuff that's gonna release.
Hey,
that stuff gonna be released in day to day. It's not gonna be all Game Pass come to PlayStation 3 weeks from now. No, it's gonna be Game Pass. Also, they're not gonna say PlayStation in their show. Obviously, they're gonna say something like all platforms, something like that. Something
allude to all platforms.
Listen, bro, we ain't leaving y'all out. We want y'all engagement monthly, all right? Because Sony ain't gonna get it.
Hey, and guess what? Thank you for saying that because Sony came out, I think it was last year, and it said they are no longer concerned about hardware sales. That their focus on is what? Monthly active users, meaning engagement. And Microsoft saying, hey, y'all vulnerable right now in that sector. Y'all struggling with monthly active users and growing them, and y'all struggling with engagement because we can see that your players are playing more third-party games than they are playing their first-party games. And when they do play their first-party games, once they done with them, they don't really go back to them. So we see vulnerability because we know if we bring our shit over there, that monthly active user engaged, it's a content war now. It ain't fucking a platform war. It's content war. And Microsoft say, I got soldiers over here. We finna go over there and your first party games, who your community said the best in the world that nobody can compete with, we finna see if they can compete with them now. Because now Microsoft games are finna be on your system. And we're going to get to see from here on out. And I'm letting y'all know now. Today is what? Today is November the 16th. The 16th. It is 10:43 p.m. Central Time. And this will be the new console war. It will shift from talking about hardware sales, and PlayStation, Xbox gamers are going to be moved to arguing over sale data. Xbox
who sold the most?
Who sold?
Who had the most active users?
And it's going to be Xbox games against PlayStation games on their own platform. And the arguments is going to be Forza sold more than GT7 on PlayStation platform.
I swear to God.
I guarantee y'all. Right now.
That's a fact. I double down on that one.
The console war ain't over. It's the content war now. Because every time and then the PlayStation games gonna say, look, Microsoft put their games on PlayStation and they still could outsell God of War or Spider-Man. That's gonna be the new talking point. That's gonna be the new art. And you know what the Xbox dudes gonna say? They're gonna say, yeah, well, God of War may sell more than Gears of War, but y'all play Gears of War more than y'all do God of War.
Play y'all own God of War game. Yeah, that's a fact.
Flip this.
That is the fact. Hey, when you're right, you're right. When you right, you right.
This is gonna move from console war to content war because now Microsoft
IP is for the move into PlayStation, and they fit to challenge the mind share of PlayStation gamers. We gonna see where some of y'all loyalty lies. Because if we start looking at them profiles and y'all got more hours in these Xbox games on PlayStation than y'all do, that's gonna be another talking point. People gonna be that motherfuckers gonna be getting. We gonna see in those monthly charts that come out. If a PlayStation first party ain't in the top 5 and you got damn near 2 or 3 or 4 Xbox games up there, it's gonna be constant. I'm telling y'all, clip this right now. I'm calling it right now today. That is the new war.
I agree fully. And the sad part about it, you niggas ain't gonna be playing no games. That's the worst part about it.
Funny stuttering already. Wouldn't it be crazy if Halo sold more on PlayStation? Already.
Facts.
Already. Yeah, I'm telling y'all.
It did more than Killzone and Mad combined. Bro, Halo just stumped the wine out of them.
Because if I look at it, Microsoft and say, look, we don't got to outsell you in hardware no more. We are a software and services company. All we got to do is move our IP over to your system and force your community to choose between your first party games and our first party games. And we know from a games as a service, multiplayer, games that's constantly getting updated. DLC comes out quicker on Xbox first party games than they do Sony games. See, we gonna make them choose. Since they don't want to come, we gonna go over to your system and we gonna make your ecosystem have to choose between where they spend their time, and then they have to come on the PlayStation side. And PlayStation or casual gamers starting choosing whether to play PlayStation games and Xbox. That's a problem, and that means Sony gonna have to be put in a position where, from a first party perspective, they're gonna have to start developing games that push engagement. And I'm not talking about single player games. I'm talking about games that push engagement, where it has replayability and that you're constantly coming back to. Right now, they don't have that. Concord was a failure. Microsoft see that and they going in for the kill. What y'all think about that, chat? Mojan Smith, it's not about Mojan Smith. Did you miss the conversation? They really bragging about ponies enjoying. We're not bragging about it. Of course, they're gonna enjoy the games. I'm talking about from a competitive standpoint. I'm talking about how
I was about to say, y'all don't understand the writing on the wall.
There you go,
outside of the console, outside of the console.
We know y'all. We're not bragging about. That's the point. That's the point. Ponies, PlayStation players enjoying playing more Xbox games on PlayStation. That's an issue. That's an issue. Mojan Smith, we're not bragging about y'all enjoy. Of course, we know y'all going to enjoy the games. Y'all been wanting to enjoy them for the last 20 years. We're talking about from a business perspective for Sony, from an engagement standpoint, when they're trying to increase their monthly active user, increase the engagement in their own games it's going to be an issue. It's going to be an issue
because it boils down to, right, like Poe said, it's about timing. It's about where you spend your time playing a video game. It ain't about the hardware sale. It ain't even about you purchasing the game itself. It's about where you spend your time. It's just like Netflix. It's just like the Apple Music and Spotify war. They all about the active users because they want you to consistently be listening to your music at this one particular app, nowhere else. So we can get ad revenue, we can get the data from our clients, and we can make profit off of it on the back end of selling you more products such as DLC and live service games. The more consistently that you sit on our game and play day in, day out, like me, I play NBA 2K. It take a lot for a game to drop like Black Myth for me to shift my attention over there to Black Myth, play that to his beat, and then jump right back to NBA 2K within the year.
Now, don't get me wrong. Now, these games and the DLCs over there, Sony is going to be getting a percentage off whatever Microsoft put in their ecosystem. So, hey, they might not care either way. They might say, hey, play as much Xbox games on our system anyway, because we're getting our share and our percentage of it, which will help continue to fund our first-party games. So they might not give a fuck. But in terms of engagement, in terms of where that monthly activity at, in terms of the IP, I do think they're gonna care about that, because if I'm Sony, I would like my first party games to be dominant in terms of engagement and in terms of monthly activity. And right now, they see that hasn't been happening. That's why Jim Ryan tried to push those 12 games as a service, because he's seen that after those first party games come out. And I want to say, well, you can exclude Spider-Man, because Spider-Man, a big IP, it stayed up there on the chart for a while. But after most of their first-party games come out, God of War, Horizon Zero Dawn, in terms of the engagement, the top 5 or the top 10 is drops.
Yep.
And most of the top 10 lists of what PlayStation gamers are playing on their system is third-party games. Now, I do want to get the flip side of this, that Sony might not give a fuck. They say, as long as we getting bread and we able to keep feeding our ecosystem and making money, then we don't give a fuck. But
let me ask y'all this real quick. Do you think Microsoft, because what's happening is happening, and the multiplayer, they're going to most likely release day one, which, okay, understandable. If you're going to do single player games, do you think they should do like a time exclusive, something like what they're doing with Indiana Jones, where they got a 5-month, maybe 6-month gap where you get single player games later, but the more attention is serving up the Game Pass consumers on Xbox? Do you think they should go that route? Like, they should get it first when it comes to single player games, and then 6 months to a year, I'll release it on PlayStation to double back on my money on that single player game.
Oh, you talking about Microsoft?
Yeah, from Microsoft's perspective.
Guess what? That's what we don't know. We don't know. Well, we know Indiana Jones is coming out in February,
right?
And it comes out in December for us, for Xbox, right?
Yeah.
So what? That's like 2 months. That's a 2-month span, right?
I thought Indiana Jones was dropping in March for them, for PlayStation.
No, I think it dropped in February. Let me see here.
I could be wrong.
Let's see.
Indiana Jones on PlayStation PS5 release. It just say spring 2025. It don't say exact release date. It just say spring. Well, spring is technically in March.
No, well, I don't think it come out because February, because a vow come out in February.
Yeah, so it's pretty well. I'll just say after March or whatever, after spring break or whatever. And it dropped in December this year for Xbox and PC. So yeah.
Yeah, so it say spring 2025. Okay. Yeah, so it might be a 3-month window. It might be a 3-month.
I think it's 3 months.
Yeah, 3-month window.
3 months. Okay.
Oh, let me see here, Trey. Let me see where your comment at, Trey Bone? Let me see. Trey Bone said, "Post up. Microsoft is them insects that lay their eggs in rival colonies. Then those eggs hatch and destroy those colonies." Facts. Hey, play. What you just said? Self checkout. I heard a boop.
Yeah, I was. Yeah, I had to write this story in the middle of the night.
Shout out to Master 40 with the $2. He say those new gears. He said those new gears and Halo MP numbers will. They gonna be crazy, and that's why Halo is being rebooted. That's why it's gonna get. I think they're gonna redo or remake the first Halo, because they're gonna reintroduce that game to the new age of gamers that probably didn't get a chance to experience it when it first come out, and they also going to reintroduce it to PlayStation players who never got a chance to play it. The same reason why Gears is going back to the prequel. So people who not familiar with with Gears, you're gonna get the prequel story, and then they might just start jump from there in terms of new Gears 1, 2, and 3 all over again. You know
And see, that makes sense. I'm coming to a brand new audience that never experienced my games. So I take back what I said about the Halo Combat Evolve coming out, and they doing that again. If that's the route that they going, and I'm finna double back and I don't rewrap and repackage the oodles and noodles to send it over to these fools so they can pay for it. Perfect. It makes sense. Absolutely. Have a blast. And guess what? You got Game Pass. You get to play it just because you want to go play it.
Yeah, and then shout out to Master Sip 40 with the $2 release, multiplayer day and date, story 6-month exclusive GP. I think that's possible, even with Halo being in the single player being separate, them separating the two now. I think it's more likely that the multiplayer probably hit that first before the single player do. So we might get there, or they might just. Well, I'm not going to say that. We'll see. We'll see. But I don't think this is what I'm just trying to see. Is there a future? Where,
oh no, I ain't going nowhere, Mike. I see the writing on the wall. I'm Xbox 10 toes down, but I just see that PlayStation. I'm finna re-rock this. Unlike what PlayStation did, where they just kept releasing the same game to the same consumer over and over again. I'm re-rocking my product to ship out to a whole new audience, and we finna make hand over fist money on product on video games that's already done wrote themselves. That's perfect.
Yeah. And then what's another thing is there a future where when you're looking at when Sakana come out with these user engagement and sales number, is there a future where the top 5 most purchased and brought games is Call of Duty, Halo, Gears, and Forza on PlayStation, along with Minecraft, and just imagine that. Imagine that.
These idiots, I mean consumers. My bad. I didn't mean these idiots. Consumers. They so damn dumb that they don't want to just say, "Oh, I'll just go grab me a PC and still play these games because they are already out there." No. They want to play it on their platform of choice, a PlayStation. They want to make a point to say, "Oh, look, we got your games." So they're going to go out of their pocket and buy it just to prove a point. It's perfect. It's fucking perfect.
And look
at what happened with Pentiment and Hi-Fi Rush and Grounded. Sea of Thieves. Oh, we got your games. And they went out and bought it.
And then,
as if we didn't consume that for free via Game Pass. With a subscription.
And Phil already said that the games that are not getting headlines are real successful. So the games that in the Xbox that you think that is doing bad because they're not getting headlines, but he's saying that on their end they seeing success. So things like like what you just bring up, what was that? Grounded. You might not have a herd number of Grounded, but it might be seeing good numbers. It might be doing good and successful on PlayStation, across PlayStation, PC, and Xbox right now. I just think this is going to be a very interesting
Wait. They released Grounded over there?
Yeah.
Yep.
Grounded charted.
Oh,
yeah,
man,
Grounded charted.
They got real problems.
Yeah, Grounded over there too. And Phil came out and specifically said in a recent interview, I think it was the Rolling Stones, that he's happy to see that games that have been moving quiet and under radar, that haven't been getting headlines, have been seeing real success. And you look at games that haven't been, that you really don't see or hear about, like Grounded and things like that, you know, even Half-Fi Rush that people say and doing that word, Pentiment and all that stuff, might actually be doing good over there across all 3 platforms. All I'm saying is that Sony is in a tough bind. Play said it earlier when he was like, they're already consuming more Call of Duty than your first party title. They're already consuming more Fortnite than your first party titles. And this happens on Xbox side too. Don't get me wrong. It happened on their side too, where Call of Duty is doing the same thing. But we know that your community is thirsty for Halo, Gears, Forza, and all of them games. And we know if Sea of Thieves did that, imagine with Forza or Halo and them go. Imagine,
like I'm being honest with you. I'm just gonna keep it a buck. I'm gonna keep saying that. Shout out to Jim Ryan, but Jim Ryan played y'all, and y'all better hope that this new CFO dude allows Game Pass, the actual Game Pass app, to be on the PlayStation market. Because you coming out of pocket for all those games, and we gonna really see how much we support our games and we buy our games. When all them daggone numbers start accumulating, them $70 and $40 games start hitting that pocket. Let's see how much y'all invest in them PlayStation games. Because y'all gonna be making a choice. Y'all gonna be making a dire choice. Do I want to pay $60 for a game I'm gonna finish in 3, 4, 5 days? Or do I want to go ahead and get Game Pass where I can play these titles and I'm gonna be there for months in and months out, year in, year out, playing these games?
Yep. Yeah, they got problems. And here's the thing: if you look at the games outside of Call of Duty, even though Call of Duty has a great casual market, but in terms of the game, it's more of a mature game, so to speak.
Yeah.
But if you look at the other service games they got, they're all very casual and kindly friendly for the most part. And
exactly.
That's a problem for Sony. Sony has no live service game that appeals to the upcoming generation. They don't. That's why Nintendo is so dominant. That's why their games sell so well, because they keep making kiddie games. They keep making games for like 9 and 10-year-olds like they made for us, and we sat there and played them for 7 to 10 years. Some of us still playing Zelda and stuff on Nintendo Switch because we grew up on it. They keep releasing games to 9 to 10-year-olds because they know if they like it, they're going to play them for the next 10 to 15 years. That's why Nintendo's software sales are so high. Microsoft, I don't know if they have that mindset, but if you look at the game, Sea of Thieves, nice little kiddie game. Minecraft is dominant. It's just it's because it appeals to kids. That thing is in education systems all across the world. That game is set in stone, all right? Roblox the same way. That's why Roblox, as soon as it came to PlayStation, has not left. I don't think it's left the top 10.
They have not left at all.
Right? Grounded, kiddie game. Sea of Thieves, kiddie game. Forza is not a mature game. Kids.
I think we're on season 15 or 14 of Sea of Thieves.
Bruh. Exactly. You look at the content of Black Ops 6. It is content for days coming out on that game.
Bro,
the live service game Sony released was Concord, didn't do well. But bro, you're having games that have to start from scratch, dealing with games that's going to have 3, 4, 5 years of content.
It has a consistent.
And they heavily embedded into that ecosystem too, in terms of that content in the things you get, the cosmetics and all that shit. They heavily and grounded in those ecosystems. And I'm looking, and I haven't been following COD, and I don't know, in terms of content, have COD been this consistent, dropping content?
Let me tell you,
because this is the first time they went back to back. Go ahead,
bro. Let me tell you something in terms of the best kept secret in Call of Duty is COD Mobile. All right, unless you played COD and you kept up with it, COD Mobile has the best. I'm telling you, for like the past 5 to 6 years since COD Mobile has come out, in terms of like skins and in-spec animations and all this stuff that people care about, COD Mobile is eons beyond the mainline COD releases every year. All right, it's like Activision would not bring those developers, would not bring those concepts and things. They brought them over to the mainline COD in a limited fashion. All right. With this game, I swear Microsoft said, get them COD Mobile devs over there making skins and inspec animations, get them over here. Because the inspec animations in this game are beyond, they're COD Mobile level. And if you look up the skins, or just do a YouTube search, top skins in COD Mobile. Bro, they are ridiculously good. And it seems like those developers, or at least those concepts, are in this game. And we talking like their content delivery, it's always been good. In Modern Warfare 3, it was good. But in this game, the quality is higher than Modern Warfare 3. Right?
Okay.
Feels
quicker. That's what I'm saying. Yeah,
bro. Like
Call of Duty Mobile hit different.
So much content in this game. It's unreal. All right, it's unreal. And the very fact. And here's the thing. And I want to say this. And I think Microsoft's going to do this. And I think that's why they didn't release a mid-gen console. I think they want to get out of this release cadence with Sony. I think because Nintendo's on their own. They release when they feel like it. They don't care about releasing things.
2026.
I think they want to get out of this cadence with Sony.
Yep.
And the reason I think they want to do that is because when they release a new console, it's all like, since they're not going to be in cadence anymore. The new console come out is going to be the best one. However, because it's going to be new hardware, and if you have gamers playing your games over there, and you talk about this new console, you talk about Game Pass, and you're highlighting them games because players like to buy new things. I think they're going to be able to get some users to come over. Not a bunch, not in mass exodus. But the fact that they're going to be like, listen, you don't even have to purchase the game outright. Just go get Game Pass. And because you got a Microsoft account, some of your content will be there ready for you to play. Like they have a lot of avenues they can go to get people out of Sony's ecosystem now. Now, I don't think it's going to be mass exodus and be some massive success or anything. But that's the problem when people start considering new hardware and they start considering what type of games they play. That the ones they spend the most time in, that'll get them people to leave. It happens. There's a reason why there was a mass exodus. Like a lot of people left Windows PC and went to Apple. There was a reason for that. It wasn't because they were so you had a bunch of stuff you might have bought and you did.
You there, Play?
What happened?
He cooking.
Off.
Okay.
Then it's gonna be a real problem.
Yeah, and I'm glad that they didn't do a mid-gen refresh. I think there's still so much that's left in terms of the Series X to get out of that. We've seen that with Hellblade 2, which is like one of the first games this generation that really set the tone for this generation. I mean, Ratchet and Clank looked good, but it looks even better on the Pro. I'm not a hater. From what the footage I've seen on the Pro, it looks like the Pro should have been what the PS5. Well, the PS5 should have been what the Pro is now. I do like the fact that Phil is saying, "Hey, it's not worth the increments in performance. It's not enough." Meaning that if we do a mid-gen refresh, we're not going to see that big of a difference. And we're witnessing that now. I've been on YouTube. Yes, I don't have a PS5 Pro. So I've been on YouTube and I've been listening to real hardcore PlayStation dudes give their honest opinion about the PS5 Pro. And I've seen some real honest opinions where finally for a change where they weren't gaslighting the product and they were being real honest about what they you
your camera on her play.
Yeah, I
They were
know.
being-
I moved it away from my face real quick.
Yeah, they were being real honest about the PlayStation. Probably in this case, you have to be real honest about the Pro, given that you just spent $7,000, in some cases $1,000 on this hardware.
You spending more than that.
Yeah, but you're not seeing that big of a difference, and maybe over time with the PSSSR, that will come. But I believe two things. I believe Phil Spencer when he said the difference is not just enough, and I do believe Sarah Bond when she's saying, "Hey, we're going to give you the biggest technical leap in a generation ever." And if they're not spending money on a mid-gen refresh, that means that development is going into the next generation of hardware, and they're waiting on the next generations of chips and things like that, where you will see a significant difference. And hopefully I wholeheartedly believe that they're going to release in 2026, that they're going to get a jump on Sony, because Sony, what I heard that Sony is still, well, it might have changed, but I heard that Sony said that they didn't care if Microsoft released in 2026. Meaning to them, it didn't matter. So that shows some,
I believe it,
some signs of that arrogance. But things could change with the new leadership. Now, I do believe that Microsoft is going to get a jump on them in 2026, where you're going to get a console and a handheld. You're going to get a premium, and that premium console might cost a little bit more.
It's going to.
Than what
I believe. It's going to. It's going to.
And that's why so they're going to have to go with a form factor in terms of no.
No.
They're going to have to go with a handheld that's going to kind of help minimize that, to say, hey, if you can't spend $800 on this premium console with this, that you can spend, $400, $500, or $600 on this handheld and still get close to, you know what I'm saying? So I don't think they're going to necessarily go the Nintendo route where they're going to do a hybrid, but even though I think that handheld might have hybrid functionality where it functions as, just imagine the Series S with next gen chips in it in the handheld form factor. That's a hybrid. So that's your X and S in the next generation. So your S model will be that hybrid handheld game that you can play on the go, but also function as a hybrid console when you want to connect it to your TV, and then the X for the next generation.
Can I say something about the Pro?
Console. Go ahead.
Talk about the Pro. I have noticed this, and I've been real quiet about it on Twitter, some of the Discords I'm in. Mm-hmm. And this is the advantage of being a PC gamer, because you get a idea of what it means when one of these consoles, especially the mid-gen upgrades. I noticed that a lot of old games, for the most part, is what people are really celebrating about this PS5 Pro.
Oh shit!
Now, you know, Last of Us 2 look good. It looked great. Right? But then, you heard what Mark Cerny said. Now, people who are saying 43%. Well, the brother actually said, the brother said up to 43%.
Say it again.
He said up
to
43%.
That's just like when Comcast say you get up to a gigabyte. That don't mean you're going to get up gigabyte, right?
Exactly.
Okay. I'm there with you.
He didn't say... He didn't say a flat 43% increase. He said up to. Now, I looked at Alan Wake, and as far as I know, the 2080 Ti is, I don't even know how old that card is, at least 7 to 10 years old, somewhere in there, right? And the whole thing about this game being on a 4070 Ti or 4070 level, it ain't even close to that. Because here's the thing. When you show an old game, of course, an old game is going to run great on new hardware. PC players do it all the time. This cat's out here buying a 4090 to play Counter-Strike 2. Right? And even though Counter-Strike 2 is an old game, the engine ain't demanding. All right, Counter-Strike 2 is not a demanding game, but before they Counter-Strike Global, they was buying 3090s to play that game running at 600 frames per second, 300 frames per second, whatever it is, settings on low. Like, PC gamers, we do this all the time. I find it really ironic that these PS5 Pro screenshots I'm always seeing, they always are these old games. Games that came out already on the PS5 that was made for the PS5. Games that came out on the PS4 that was made for the PS4. I don't care that The Last of Us 2 got a PS5 version. It's still an old game just with updated graphics. It ain't like the physics. It ain't like the technology's different. The technology is still this old PS4 generation technology. So of course that game's going to run well. But then you get to Alan Wake 2 and they had all this blog posts and all this stuff about how great this game would be. And then when they do the side by side, this thing only runs it as good as a 2080 Ti. All this stuff talk about it's going to be close to a 4070. Wasn't nowhere close to it. In fact, the 4070 in that game had a 43% advantage over the PS5 Pro. So,
my God. Why you doing them like that, play?
So
it
seems like in a new game.
Play been trying to get this off his chest for a minute.
I have. Because I already know.
Let you rock.
I already know when you boot up that 4090, you go look at that old game and woo, you got double, triple the frames. But when the new game come out that tested, you don't get 180 frames. Maybe you get 70. Maybe you get 75 with all the bells and whistles. And that's good. Nothing wrong with that. But PC gamers know when new games come out, they're going to put that hardware to the test that these old games ain't going to do. So you can flaunt the old games. Look how great it makes you play games you already played. Yeah, you're going to go back to them for 15, 20 minutes, then you're going to go right back to Call of Duty. So
Grand Theft Auto 6 gonna have gonna be an issue.
Grand Theft Auto 6 gonna put these machines
to bed.
Right now, do I think the PlayStation might have a 60 Pro mode? Maybe, only because it's trying to do DLS, but I don't think it is gonna be stable if they try it. I say maybe it'll run 50 because the game is so CPU intensive, and you only got a 10% upgrade bump. So that game's not going to run as well as we probably think it is. That's my opinion. I don't care if I'm wrong. If I'm wrong, so be it. But I have realized that these dudes out here acting like PC gamers. Playing old games. You know what I'm saying? Looking at the great frames I get in old games.
Wait. Play. They stated that they don't buy new consoles to play old games.
But that's all the screenshots you see.
Hold on. Number one. Number two, I remember vividly, clearly, Z clowning Microsoft for launching the Xbox One X without a new game.
Facts.
Go ahead,
without no games.
Can you tell me what new game this console came out with?
I cannot think of none. What did you say about it again?
What game?
Not a near nutter.
And we ain't even saying the game is named Not a Near Nutter. We just saying not a name, not a game. And guess what?
With no software, right?
No software, right? No software. But I heard Z. I seen Z on that show.
Golden Girls of Gaming.
He was over there praising the PS5 Pro.
Oh my God! Look at the Ratchet and Clank Spider-Man. Spider-Man just slinging in this mother.
Right. But then he tried to clown Microsoft for releasing the One X, which was 6 teraflops, which got all this shit going in the first place. Once again, you know, leading the race, which got all this shit. You clowned them for releasing a 6 teraflop console without no content or games to go with it, and you clowned them for not having a game that was built from the ground up using a 6 teraflop.
The power.
And so I say this: you spent $700 on the system for an incremental increase in power, right? Because we know the PS5, the base model of the PS5, will still be the primary platform for developers, meaning that this generation, you will not get a PS5 Pro game built from the ground up specifically to take advantage of the PS5 Pro. The PS5 Pro is only there to make the games that are made for the PS5 just do a little bit more. Think about that. You paid to do a little bit more. Now, I'm not hating. You know what I'm saying? I'm not hating on the people who got a PS5 Pro. You know what I'm saying?
Because if I'm getting one, will I turn it away? I turn it down? Hell no. I will put that motherfucker right there and boot it up and be happy about it. But I'm just saying on the hypocrisy, right? We clown Microsoft when they say y'all win it, and then y'all clown us. You brought a Xbox One, then you brought an Xbox One X, then you brought you brought a PlayStation 4, you brought a PlayStation 4 Pro, then you brought a PlayStation 5 and a PlayStation 5 Pro. Now you gonna say Sony hardware you to death like y'all claim Microsoft was giving you more hardware? Because have Sony gave y'all more hardware than games this generation? First party.
Oh, this nigga chose violence today.
I'm saying, have they sold you more controllers and more hardware than first party games this generation? Yeah, this the same thing y'all criticize Microsoft from doing last generation.
Man.
But since it's Sony now, everything cool though.
Everything cool, bro.
PS4 and then y'all pocket watch Xbox players. Now get this. Y'all, it was cool to pocket watch Xbox players when y'all was saying all they do is back controllers and Xbox hardware. But then when it comes to y'all going out spending $700 on a PS5 Pro, now all of a sudden stop pocket watching.
Don't worry about what I do with my money.
What are we doing here?
The hypocrisy in this motherfucker, bro.
What are we doing here?
This shit is classic, bro.
I said
that's why I can't do it no more, bro. I said I can't do this shit no more with these people.
Bro, I sat on the shows with Porter Rocket, J-Dub, and you brought a 360. They sold you a 360. They sold you this Xbox and this box. You brought an Xbox One. You brought the Xbox One S, and then you brought the Xbox One X. All they sell you hardware. Then you just turned around and bought the PS4. Then you bought the PS4 Slim. Then you went and got the PS4 Pro. Then you went and got the PS4, the PS5. Then you bought the PS5 Slim. Then you bought the PS5 Slim. Then you bought the Portal. And then you just went and got the PS5 Pro, right? Then you bought another 30th anniversary edition of the same fucking console for $1,000.
For $1,000. Put your controller on the mic for $1,000. I ain't seen, bro. This got to be the most methodic pimping I've ever seen in my life, bro.
I need a PSVR 2. And they don't even support no more.
Yep, man.
I'm just telling you the hypocrisy.
Jesus.
It's all the script that Kratos and Z-Nim and boy like them used to run. All y'all do is buy hardwares. They don't got no games. And then it's crazy because I see these comparison with these PlayStation dudes. Guess what they'll do? They'll get on YouTube and do their PS5 Pro unpackaging, right? They'll show you the first PS5. Here go my PS5. This is how the PS5 Pro looks up. Here go the PS5 Slim. And this is how the PS5 Pro looks against the original PS5, the PS5 Slim, and the PS5 Pro. And then you see the PSVR 2 headset. And you niggas ain't got...
They ain't got no decorum, nigga.
No, I'm just saying, keep the same energy. Keep the same energy, right? And I noticed that, right? It was cool to pocket watch the Xbox community when they was banning the Xbox One, the Xbox One S, the Xbox One X, right? Then go to Series X in the control. It was cool. That's all y'all buy is hardware. That's all y'all got in the It was cool to pocket watch then, right? But now y'all out here doing this.
Slippers.
Sony got y'all doing the same goddamn thing right now, right? You know what I'm saying?
Working on the handstand.
And now it's stop pocket watching. You just mad because you can't afford it. What? That's what they saying now. You broke. That's why you EBT gaming,
broke
right?
behaviors. Jesus.
Right. And shout out to my bro Bar. I see Barry. He got him a Pro.
he was trying to get the 30th anniversary Pro. He bought him like 3 controllers. He bought the what's that? The PS5 Pro, the PS5. What's that? The advanced, their elite controller. Then he bought 2 PlayStation 30th anniversary controllers. I ain't mad at him. See how that works? That's something he wanted to invest in. But I've also seen that nigga clown Xbox players for buying too much hardware and controllers, and he just did the goddamn same thing.
Boy, my God.
What are we doing here?
What are we doing? That is the $1 million question, boy. Because at the end of the day, all this console warring, the only people winning is these companies, man.
Yep.
For real.
It's crazy. So if y'all gonna say stop pocket, well, y'all started pocket watching first. Huh? Y'all was pocket watching first. Because when the One X got announced and it got leaked that it would be 6 teraflops, all across the forums, the media think that console gonna be $800. Who gonna pay $800 or $1,000 for a 6 teraflop console?
Wasn't there a rumor about them? Oh, Xbox starting the next generation.
Yeah, there was rumors about that ain't real. That's their next generation console. That thing is 6 teraflops. It's gonna be $800. Who gonna spend it? And the same people who said who gonna spend $800 or $1,000 on a console just ran to PlayStation Direct and spent $700 to $800 on a PS5 Pro and $1,000 on the anniversary edition of the PS5 Pro.
And they ain't even got an 8K TV. And don't have an 8K TV to match. Lord,
well, shout out to bro J Dub. Been playing. He the only one I seen that. And shout out to
Dub is rich. Them
I know,
niggas
bro.
ain't
I know.
rich.
I know. Kratos.
We talking about a nigga that owns businesses compared to niggas that's punching the clock of a 9 to 5.
Bro bag different though. Bro bag different.
Yeah, that man is
what he showed.
What he showed 1%.
What he showed me, I wanted to say, hey, send me one, nigga. Send me one.
Temper your expectations in this motherfucker.
Bro bag different, but bro, the only one I see.
Post. That nigga showed me some shit one day. I said, you know what? Give me 10 more years. I'm gonna catch up with you, nigga. I'm gonna be on your heels,
bro bag different. My bad. I shouldn't use him. But I say that to say this. He's the only one I've seen been playing in 8K.
Facts.
He's literally been playing in 8K. And literally you would need an 8K TV just to activate the 8K mode on the console. But
to get the full potential of that console, you got to go buy an 8K TV. And I want y'all to go Google an 8K TV and then come back to me and talk your mess then.
Yeah, and not only that,
I want to play at the full potential at the heap of gaming.
I can say for the games that he's playing that has an 8K mode, I can say he's getting some of his money, his value, right? Because he's getting a resolution and the clarity that, you know, so he's seeing a significant difference for games that's able to work that 8K mode. But outside, I'm just saying, just keep the same energy.
You niggas ain't got it. If y'all out here bagging and asking for $20 from your baby mama so you can get to work clocking 9 to 5, you ain't it, nigga. Simple. Stop acting like you Timothy Jones, nigga.
Hold on. Let me. What the Ruham talking about? What the Ruham say? Where the new games coming from? They coming from PC or Xbox and PlayStation. They want to address this because, all right, what are you talking about, Ruham?
I don't know what Ruham talking about because I ain't seen shit from PlayStation that's new. I ain't seen it, not a near another.
You say the same way it runs well old PC because y'all doing is playing old games. They don't want to see this to acknowledge it. I'm challenging. What is you challenging? So we can cook your motherfucking ass.
I can tell you now, ain't nothing on the market console.
Okay, he say
Hellblade 2.
He say I'm saying keep the same energy. This dude just told y'all they were playing old games on the PlayStation 5 Pro when on PC they playing the same games from Xbox and PlayStation. And y'all look like y'all don't see what I'm saying, but y'all know what I'm saying.
I see what he's saying.
I'm gonna let play.
I don't see what he's saying.
Hold on.
He's saying that you PC niggas ain't doing shit but playing the old titles from the console.
Let me
Hold on.
The same games he talking about.
Y'all be using CS:GO and Crytek as a benchmark.
I'm gonna let play cook it.
Yeah, go ahead, play.
Let me address.
That was directed towards
hold
you,
on.
Play.
Hold on. I need to see the chat. Can I see the chat? Who said this? Who was this again?
That was Ridge. I'm a snitch.
Which one is Ridge? Theruham. Okay.
It's Theruham. He's. I'm
all right.
talking about
Here's the thing. Okay. All right. I have noticed that the PC gamers. Let me be a little bit clear here. At least in our little corner of Twitter that we all in these gaming streets on, the majority of the PC gamers there that have gone to PC from console, or at least the ones that participate in the conversation, they really got mindset of like console gamers. They just play on the PC platform, and I'm gonna explain what I mean by that here. Console gamers are pretty, for the most part, not all, pretty transient gamers. They move from one game to the next, to the next, to the next, to the next. When I started, I'm old. I'm like 40-something years old. So when I'm 40, actually, not 40-something. So I can't say 40-something yet. When I was gaming on PC, I started in 2001. And the game that got me on there was Quake 2. The first time I booted up Quake 2, and I was in multiplayer, that was a wrap for console gaming for me. I was done. I don't think I touched console again for like 2 years because of that. So in PC gaming was primarily about community. So we were buying new hardware because we were playing live service games, or at least multiplayer games back then, because it really wasn't live service until really like, what's his name, World of Warcraft. There's another game I can't think about that really brought in this whole live service thing. So it is only in this console context. Oh, I see you bringing up the game right there. It is only in this console context that's primarily console driven, where there is this, where I'm talking about PC players playing old games. That is something because PC players are usually involved in a community of a game. That's primarily why they build their PC, to continue playing. They might play a single player game here and there, but that's why Counter-Strike has 1 million concurrent players every day. You ain't seen one PlayStation game like that yet. That's a PlayStation owned game, has never seen those numbers. Microsoft, maybe Halo had those numbers back in the day.
Oh yeah, they did.
Right. So
Halo
there's not been a single PlayStation game yet that is a service or a multiplayer game that has the level of community of any major PC only game. Not even close. All right. World of Warcraft, not a game on Sony's console like that. And that's why I say, when I say PC gamers do this, because they generally have a game that they feel a community to. So they're going to get that 4090 and go right back and play Counter-Strike 2, because that's the main game they play. Don't matter if the hardware exceeds it, they're going to play that. Now, obviously, when a new third-party game comes out, like Wukong did, even though I think most of that was in China, but that's beside the point. If they like it, their hardware is going to be able to play that game. But most PC gamers are they're on PC because there's a community there that you cannot get on console. There's people buying 4090 that's playing Valorant. Valorant was only PC. Yes, they had a 2080 Ti. It ran Valorant at 180 frames per second. They bought a 4090. Now they can run it at 400 or 300, frames per second, still on low settings, because they want to match their refresh rate that they get on the monitor. Because that's another reason why console gamers buy new hardware like this. TVs are limited to 120. I have a 1080p monitor right now because DisplayPort is so far beyond HDMI 2. This thing run at 280 hertz.
Yeah,
so I got
level.
right. I got no problem going to get me a 4090 if I could afford it, and putting it in this machine and play at 1080p because I know I'm gonna get my refresh rate matched. And if you ever played at 280 hertz versus 120, it's a major difference. So there are other reasons why people go out and get these hardware and still play.
No, what he's saying, he's saying that the old games that you're saying that PlayStation players are playing on the PlayStation, the same PC players are playing those games on the PC. That's what
yes. Well, yes, I don't disagree with that because Sony's releasing them on PC. That's the thing. That's because Sony has expanded their market. So yes, they're going to play them on PC, but they didn't buy a 4090 to play God of War, some old game. That's not why they're buying 4090s. They're not doing that. That's my point. That's the point I'm making when they say they sound like PC gamers. PC gamers are buying 4090 so they can still play Counter-Strike at just higher frames or whatever community they feel a part of because that's the major games that they play. Console gamers are mainly transient. So they're playing these single player, like somebody might be like, yeah, I'm buying a PlayStation 5 Pro and all I'm going to do is play a COD. That's fine. But just like he was saying, Xbox released this mid-gen console. What PlayStation gamers saying? Y'all, you only playing old games. Sony released PS5 Pro. Y'all only playing old games. All right. That's it. At least with a 4090, it plays new games well. As you can see in this screenshot here, this ain't playing a new game well. All right.
Shit.
All right. And this 4070 that, like Mark certainly said, up to 43%, but Cass wanted to run with flat 43%, start making all these guesses. Oh, it's going to be close to a 4070. Well, as you can see right here, in a game that came out within the past year, which is current gen, that PS5 Pro looking like trash. That's what it's looking like to me right now. And then all the settings are the same and all of that stuff. As you can see, it's almost, it's about a 60-70% gap right there, maybe, between this card that they said this PS5 Pro was going to get close to.
Oh, man.
So that's what's so funny about this whole situation. That at least when you buy a high-end GPU, it plays current games well. This joint apparently don't. And it's upscaled and up-res. It's a big hustle. So that's the thing. Yes, it is. I agree. It is. Here's the thing. Ham. It should play games better than any other console. It just came out a week ago. That's like saying, "Oh, hey, bro, the 5000 series came out." It's supposed to play games better than the 4000 series because it's newer hardware. That ain't saying nothing. That's why I'm not tripping. Like when they say, "Oh, it's beating the Series X." The Series X came out 4 years ago. I would be shocked if it didn't. It's new hardware. When you've been a PC gamer, you're used to that. I had a 4070 X2 back when Call of Duty 4 Modern Warfare. I was playing COD 4 at 250 frames per second on high settings or ultra settings at 1080p because 1080p was the resolution back then. When the 2000 series of NVIDIA came out eventually, the 1080 Ti, and it was outperforming my 4070 X2. What is there for me to be shocked about? There's nothing for me to be shocked about. It's new hardware. When you're a PC gamer, you're used to being eclipsed by new hardware. That's just a fact of life. So when the PS5 Pro came out, it's no big thing than people out here talking about, PS5 Pro, the best place to play all third-party games, better than the Xbox Series X. It's 4 years old. 4 years old. So that's not really saying anything. You're bragging about. It's like saying, "Oh yeah, the 2020 model Mustang performs better than this 1975 Mustang." Duh! It's new It's a brand new car with better technology. It's supposed to perform better. So that's not really saying much of anything. Now the thing is, this is the funny thing to me. Now, and this is a mistake Microsoft and Sony made. Nintendo never made this mistake. Microsoft and Sony wanted to chase performance, graphics. And unfortunately for them, it led them right into this PC place, which is why the PS5 Pro was getting ripped apart before it even came out. Which is why you have PC YouTubers who probably own a PlayStation, but they focus on PC performance,
tearing that console out, looking at all the footage they can before the game came, for the console release, and trying to predict where, because that's what PC gamers do with all hardware. We do that. We look at the 4,000 series, the 5,000 series. We look at the conference, and they putting these slides up. We are critiquing them. So now PlayStation and Microsoft found their way right into that same eye of critique because they chase performance and they chase graphics. Nintendo, on the other hand, said, "Forget that. We just gonna make games. We don't care about performance. We just gonna make games."
Hey,
and
Mr. JTK.
Go ahead.
Oh, my bad, Mr. JTK 123. He said, lots of bots are moving to PC. Console war, game banging is all we care about. Yes, I am in the process of looking at a handheld, a PC handheld now, and listening to the Xbox handheld come out. And then I'm also about to build me a PC, because I look at it like this. If I get access of all Xbox games on PC, and that's what Microsoft's seeing grow, that's going to be a focal area, right? I get access to all Microsoft games over there. Sony is bringing their whole library onto PC. Nintendo games are able to be emulated there, at least until they start bringing their games to PC. I think that's something they're gonna have to do if they want to continue to, if they want to start big. I don't know. They're gonna emulate anyway, but you get access to free online, and games are cheaper on PC.
Yep.
I'm still in the Xbox ecosystem. Game Pass, PC Game Pass is cheaper than Game Pass Ultimate. Now, only difference is, and I do see a point where Microsoft get their ecosystem to where all of their games, because I know some games in Game Pass are just on Game Pass, and then some games in that's not on PC Game Pass, and then vice versa. But I do see a day where the same games you see in Xbox Game Pass Ultimate is access.
No, they got an update that's coming, folks. I think it's a November update that's going to allow that. What you're speaking on right now, your game library will be accessible via the cloud.
Via cloud. So
yeah,
why wouldn't I go to PC if Microsoft saying, "Hey, we're not expanding"? That's not saying that they're gonna stop making hardware. They're gonna continue to make hardware, but they're going to do more expansion in the PC, which has a bigger install base than the console. They delayed the mobile app because regulators. They're trying to see how this thing's going to play out with the regulators in iOS. They already pressured Google into doing some things where they do their store in there, but they waiting on it to see what happens with Apple in terms of that whole thing, because right now the shit that's going on with the regulators is only in Europe, right? Where you could sideload stores and shit like that. I think, if I'm not mistaken. I don't know if that impacts the US, but I think it do too. But I don't know. I'll see. But right now, the PC ecosystem is just a more viable ecosystem, and it's cheaper too. And you get the best versions of the game. So you're telling me you get the best version of the game, depending on what hardware you got, and you don't need a 4090 you don't need the most expensive hardware to achieve what you need to do in that ecosystem. Online is free. PC Game Pass is cheaper, and then games are cheaper, and they have more deals. I just went on Amazon Prime today. I've had Amazon Prime for years.
Oh, you look what you could get for free on there.
Bro, bro, let me tell you, I claimed about
so much on there.
Bro, I claimed about 30, 40 games free. From Amazon Prime, from GOG, and the Epic Store.
Yep.
Bro, so when I get my handheld, which I might get a ROG Ally X or a Lenovo, just to hold me down so I can, play on the go and stuff like that, or when I'm just chilling in the bed, if I want to sit in these chairs all day, because the diabetes, your legs get swollen. But that's a whole other thing. I'm just saying, I already have an abundance of games in the library already set up for me, and I ain't have to pay a dime yet.
Yep.
They don't do that on consoles. It's no part of the store on PlayStation or the Xbox store where you say, here, download this free game. And I mean, I'm telling you, I got
I got some games. Let me see here. What is this? Tomb Raider Anniversary.
Yep.
Right? Mafia Definitive Edition. A Plague's Tale. Like I'm talking about
Game Pass.
Guardian of Galaxy. Like it's Death Door. Like I'm talking about. I didn't even know I had an Epic account.
Hey, Post. All of that has been or is on Game Pass. But these games that you own through Epic.
I own them. And with GOG, they are DRM free, meaning that if the store was to not exist no more, I will be able to play them because when they download and they install as an installer, so they DRM free. So you'll be able to play them independent of the store. So if the store goes away, they're yours.
That's what I'm talking about.
That's what I just learned today.
I didn't know that. 'Cause I've claimed the games, but I've actually not logged into GOG to like put my stuff in. I guess I need to do that.
Yeah, that's what I learned today. I learned that GOG is DRM free, and the games downloads as an installer. So if the store ever go away, you will be able to still own them and still play them independent
That's
of all that.
old school because used to be how PC gaming was. They stopped that, but that's
it. And so if you get all that shit, you mean man, I'm building I'm gonna build me a motherfucking PC. Let me tell you something. Noah come sliding in talking all that shit. Noah, don't you got your PC?
Yeah, I do. Matter of fact, I just ordered the 9800 X3D.
Thank you.
What?
Thank you.
Bro, you must be secretly balling over there, bro.
Thank you.
Nah, look, no, hold on, but let me tell you a great thing about PC, bro. So that 9800 X3D is like $500 after taxes.
It is. Yep.
Man, I could sell. I got the 7800 X3D. I could sell that for $350, and I'm only paying with like $150 to upgrade.
Yeah.
So, bro, let me tell you something.
Is it more powerful than the?
Oh man, it's the best gaming CPU out right now.
Look, bro,
the 9800 X3D.
Yep.
Yeah. One thing, bro, it's like you. Well, let me say this: when you have a PC or when you have a PC, you want to stay close to the most relevant part that's out, right? Because that part is going to hold value longer. If I hold on to the 7800 X3D, it's going to lose its value over time. Yeah. So right now, I can upgrade from 150 to the 9800 X3D, and I don't have to upgrade my motherboard. So
because of the socket. Yep.
I feel obligated to do it because of that. Now, if a new chip comes out and requires a new motherboard, then I will probably wait. Maybe wait to the latest chip for that motherboard to come out in a couple of years. But like I look at everything from an equity value and what I'm gonna get later standpoint. Mm-hmm. I'm talking real estate, bro.
And
with my PC parts.
And I was having a conversation with someone today. I won't name them. And we was having the same conversation. And I was saying that PC players might pay a lot up front. They pay the upfront cost, but over the long term, they save more, right?
Yeah.
On the console side, your upfront cost is less, but you pay more over the long term.
Yeah.
It was like when the PS5 Pro came out, I felt like if I didn't trade in my PS5 as soon as they announced the Pro, I'm losing out. I'm not gonna get the best. I'm not gonna get the most value, most for the money, because the value is gonna drop now that they announced the Pro. And sure enough, GameStop went from almost giving you near $400
to $200.
$200, yeah. They lose value fast.
Yeah, so your PS5 that came out 4 years ago only worth $200 right now. And if you get cash, they're only gonna give you $190 something.
Yep. Yo.
And it's like and computer parts are like a car. When soon you drive that car is off the line, it is already depreciating in value. Soon as it hit the car lot, soon you drive that motherfucker off the car lot, it is depreciating in value. When PC, soon that you drop them, the value is decreased. But at least with PC parts, you could get a better, like Noah just said, for his chip. He's still going to get a significant value off that piece.
Yep.
You're telling me
because like King, he get the 5090, 4090 every year. But if you ever talk to King, he's like, "Yep, I'm about to get that 4090. I'm about to sell this 3090." That's what he does.
Yeah.
So he's not paying full price.
So he's not paying full price.
Right. You do it every year, every time.
And
5090 come out, selling the 4090.
And if I was gonna get a Pro, I would have traded in the PS5. But you only go give me $200. That means I still have to come off another PS5 to get the Pro.
Yeah.
How is it value at $200 after 4 years, and that motherfucker still $500 in the store?
Yep.
So then the math ain't mathing.
And that thing a 2080 Ti, bro. It's crazy.
Yeah, when did 2080 Ti come out? Wasn't it like 2017?
Was
it before then?
Maybe. I can't remember.
The 2080 or the 1080?
The 2080
Ti.
Let me look it up right quick.
No. Hold on. Wait. When the Xbox and the Series X and the PS5 got announced,
it came out 2018.
I'm about to say, because when the Series X and PS5 got announced, we were on a 20 series card. Because remember, we was like, dang.
Yeah.
Because we was like, yeah, man, these things equivalent to the top notch graphics cards now. Because
like a
2080, 2070.
Yeah, we was talking about that. Yep. I remember.
But not even a year later. Because remember, they got announced like a year prior. Not even a year later, Nvidia dropped the 30 series, and we like, damn, this shit out there. We was looking at 33 teraflops, 40 teraflops.
Yep.
And we was like, dang, these consoles outdated already. It's just a year's time. But that's how fast PC moves, man. You get top notch parts, top notch price.
Where your ass been, man? Go pull up in the show, man.
Oh man, look.
I know you eat. What you eating? Some fruity pebbles?
He had a date with his wife.
Sun chips. Sun chips be busting.
That's what Mello doing. Mello eating right now. That's why his mic muted.
Excuse me?
Yeah, what you eating? I heard you eating chewing earlier. What you eating?
That was me chewing. That probably was me.
Yeah, sir. I am fasting, so I don't know what you talking about, brother.
A new product a GPU market is just like the phone market, a new product every year. That's true. Sun chips ain't a flex. Freddie, you trying to come from? Freddie, you're a trader. I don't even know why you in the Xbox chat anyway. You be talking all that PlayStation shit. Look, man, we want to thank y'all for how long we've been streaming. We've been streaming for a damn minute.
2 hours, I think.
About 2-3 hours. We've been cooking. Hey, Ruham, you just gonna have to get your lick back next time we go live, man. We might go live tomorrow, Sunday after the football game. Play had, stumped a little mud hole in you, but don't trip. You just bandage yourself up, man. You'll be good for the next conversation.
Shout out to Ruham, man.
You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Ruham. Ruham always showing up, always supporting, always engaging in the conversation, always tapping. So I really appreciate that. So we finna get up on out of here, man, because we've been streaming for 3 fucking hours. Okay, look. Y'all have a good one. God bless. I see 3 motherfucking hours. God bless. Good night. I love you. And we're going to leave on this. Let's go.
I'm going out my mind. I just can't get right. fucking cousin, swear I ain't see it coming. Going crazy, I ain't, maybe I'm insane. All you hear is bang, bang. Just another nigga dead. Every day, same shit. Shit's on a different block. All these thirsty ass cops, but what a fucking hell. They just lock us all up. Guess two is no one left. Take a second, get the matches. Every day I wake up. I ain't looking for no breakfast, I'm just looking for the answer. Praying to the Lord, hoping that I hear the answer. So don't make a noise, keep quiet as I write it, as I take them to the highest, to the state of United. I'm back, uninvited, but I'm daring you to try it. I go to the fucking hardest, I'm the best to record it. Can't believe it, it's a miracle. How the boys spit, man, I swear they gon' remember you. A legend in your time, hear your presence when you rhyme. But I'm going out my mind, I just can't get it right. Feeling like it's over, but I gotta fight, cause I'm losing it. I'm losing it. I'm losing it. I'm losing it. Most of all my niggas dead, all my niggas locked up. Most of them niggas broke, Lord. What a fucking hoe, cause I'm losing it. I'm losing it. I'm losing it. I'm losing it.
Yeah, man, it's fucked up out here, man. I'm speaking for all the real niggas. I'm going through the same shit I'm going through, man. I'm losing my fucking mind, man. I gotta get this shit right, though.
They say don't kill, don't steal, don't lie, but I gotta make it. And yes, I do try, but it don't work. So I'm doing what I gotta. I'm just speaking for all the real niggas, yo. I don't tell the judge lock me up. Throw away the key, but they ever try to tell me that I ain't free, but I'm me, and that's all that I ever be. No Wayne, no Pac, no Big, just me. J-Star, A-R, but you hear on these beats. All this pain got me saying, man, fuck the industry. Yeah, I do it for the block, even for my enemies. As I give them my life, what you get is what you see. Real, all real, never lie. Keep the tears, don't cry. Just keep on moving until I get back. It's the story of a nigga that's trying to survive, that's trying to get signed, but I'm